Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Shut the fuck up!
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this, wow, what a sports weekend. Monday, May 1st, 2023. This program starts now.
Much money!
Much money to all of you as well. I can't thank you enough for watching here on this glorious 1st of May. It's gonna be May. It was yesterday. It is May today. Happy full spring, I believe. May is a beautiful month, a great month. A lot of things come into the world, and a lot of conversations are had around the sports globe. More specifically about what the draft took and what the draft didn't take.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about this year's draft.
Okay.
This year's draft seemingly all positive across the board for all 32 NFL teams.
Whoa.
The Miami Dolphins didn't even have a first rounder. They forfeited it whenever they cheated and called up to New England and Foxborough and said, hey, Tom, you're the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots. We were wondering if you wanted to get a percentage of this team. We'll give you ownership shares of this team to be the quarterback and even the coach. If Sean Payton doesn't want to do this, you could be Jackie fucking Moon.
Prick.
The NFL said you can't do that. We can't start this trend. No, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take your first rounder. You forfeited the right to draft in the first round because of what you did. And even they had an incredible draft.
Yeah.
Every team seemingly got better. We have no idea what's going to take place with any of these players. 259 people were drafted. There might be 259 Hall of Famers.
Hell yeah.
That's a real deal.
That'd be sweet.
Possible.
There might be 0 Hall of Famers out of this entire draft class. That's
no.
possible.
Certainly
I don't like to be negative at all. Any of these players could be great. Any of them could be terrible. And the undrafted free agents that were signing some pretty big deals.
Yeah.
Huge.
Guys are getting paid more money than seventh rounders are getting paid to be undrafted free agents. I don't know how that works, but I'm happy for everybody. Good luck to all parties. Good luck to all teams. And congrats on a hell of a draft weekend.
Yeah, draft.
We'll be talking to Daniel Jeremiah in the next hour. He was 42 out of 50.
Nailed it.
I think, or 44 out of 50. I forget.
Yeah.
46 out
40
of 50.
I think 42 out of
47 out of whatever it was. Who knows?
Pretty good.
Daniel Jeremiah was spot on. He hit 42 out of 50. Nailed it. Should have trusted it. Had some whiskey. There's
Wide.
a little bit of THC.
Wide.
Had a great weekend. Fantastic weekend. Only got a couple of those left with the wife before our baby comes.
That's
So
right.
we've been trying to have a good time and celebrate and enjoy the alone time, and we certainly have been doing that. But it was a great draft weekend. Great NBA playoffs weekend.
Yeah, unreal.
Holy shit. Steph Curry puts up a record-breaking 50 in the playoffs in a Game 7 in which they needed to win
Ballin'.
against the Sacramento Kings. Now, Sacramento Kings were favored in that. They had home field or home court advantage. Game 7 in Sacramento because of what the Golden State Warriors were during the season. But now it's playoff time. Now it's prime time. Now it's the time that everybody watches. And that guy over there, no, it's back to us. Figure it out, dude.
Yeah, he's got to start.
Figure it out, okay? Figure it out, Clay. That other guy over there with the sleeve on both his left arm and his left leg looks so cool.
Great swag.
Looks like he's got a superhuman costume on the right side, and then he's just basic basketball player on the other side. He is phenomenal. He is great to watch, and in the biggest moments, it appears as if he shows up. And I know his dad, obviously a professional, and he grew up around the game and around professionals. But to show up in those big moments is not something to sneeze at. That is not something to overlook. He does that every time. Congrats to Steph Curry for being a fucking dog through and through, breaking a record.
Congrats, Steph. He's unreal.
He's so good.
Then there was the NHL playoffs.
Yeah.
And joining me is one half of the Hammer, Dahn Cowboys. The Toxic Table is here with the great Ty Schmidt, who is getting many accolades for his performances last Thursday night.
Ty.
Not only is Lou Holtz, which was great, Michael Mayer didn't get drafted. He didn't hold up his end of the bargain. But Mad Mel Kiper with 2 ear infections, okay? Tired as hell, fresh out of bed, into a green screen around Kansas City. Put up 40, 12, and 10. Should have said 50. I didn't know Steph was going to fucking step on you immediately afterwards. An incredible performance by Ty Schmidt.
Good, Ty.
Appreciate it.
And congrats to the Detroit Lions and every other Iowa Hawkeye that got drafted.
Hell yeah.
Starting to hate your program.
Yeah, you mentioned that. You mentioned
Starting to hate your program. Just want to say that.
What?
They tweeted. It was good. I like their social media department.
Yeah, that was great.
I love the social media department. Okay? Absolutely love it. I love all the guys I know from Iowa.
Okay.
I absolutely love it. But this Van Ness guy not starting for your team, okay, just because we have standards here. It's like, all right, bro, We get it. You won't fire your fucking kid, but you'll have a standard where an NFL drafted guy in the first round can't start the fucking game because he's not a senior. I just feel like there's a little wishy-washy on what we're standing for, what we're not standing for. Starting to not like it, but love everything the Iowa Hawkeyes are about, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And you love the players. You mentioned it. It's not like you're holding it against any of those guys. And it's weird, like, because that a lot of people were saying that. And, yeah, that was a big talking point for Van Ness especially. But, like, when you actually watch the games, like, I think he had more snaps on the D-line than any other person. So, like, it is stupid.
Yeah, so he doesn't even believe it. So then even more so,
exactly.
You don't even believe it.
It is stupid. That's the way it goes. And that's the thing, like you mentioned, like, because Ferentz has been there so long, like, that's one of the things that Iowa fans get frustrated with is, like, shit like that. Because, like, you get these great recruits, and it's, like, just because they're freshmen, you know, like, you I think you said it to me, you're like, hey, if you're at Alabama or Ohio State or wherever, like, if you're a lottery pick in the NFL.
Van Ness said, if it wasn't for Iowa, I wouldn't have made it in the NFL. He didn't even start at Iowa. Okay?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, Van Ness. If you would have went to Georgia, Bama, Ohio State, any other school that is sending anybody to the NFL, even Pitt, they got like 6 guys in there this year or whatever. Pitt's starting to become a factory. You would have made it to the NFL.
Top 5.
And you would have been a starter, and you would have got more. It is like, I understand what he's trying to do, but then he's got a kid who's his offense coordinator who's 130th out of 131 people, and he won't get rid of him. So, like, I think I'm starting to have a little bit of issues with the Iowa Hawkeyes. It's in the name of the players.
It sounds like, you have issues with Kirk Ferentz, which is
the entire program.
And that's okay because, again,
it is disheartening. I don't like this.
But you're not ripping on the players, which is why I'm okay with it.
No, love the fucking. I think the players are getting held back.
Getting killed.
By, like, what we actually believe, what we don't believe, what we believe publicly, what we don't believe. Like, I feel like there's a lot of that.
I think that's fair criticism.
But I'm pulling for the Hawkeyes.
I appreciate that.
You guys should win so many more games than you do.
Dude, so many.
So many first and second rounders.
14th overall, 15th overall, Van Ness?
Yep. 13th.
13th overall.
And then
Campbell,
Jack
18th overall.
But that's the thing. Their defense is a top 5 defense. And, like, again.
Yeah, but Van Ness didn't even start. Like, that is, like, not even like a disrespect thing. It's just like, why is this a thing? The guy just got drafted 13th overall, but I guess since you're standing for it, it's good. But aren't you disrespecting him a little bit too? No, he loves Iowa.
They had Jason Sehorn get drafted too, which rarely happens.
Is he the starter? Riley Moss,
Yeah, I love Charles Davis actually on NFL Network saying, I'm just going to say it. He plays corner, and he's white. So everybody says he can't do it. This kid can do it. That is what Charles Davis said. This kid can play corner, which I appreciated him just saying that because that's actual conversations that are happening
for sure
by people that are making decisions and in the locker room and everywhere. If that dude locks down Justin Jefferson, anybody around the NFL, fucking any wide receiver in the NFL, if he locks him down, just go into the team meeting room the next morning and listen. Just give a little eavesdrop on what the conversation is. Boy, it is going to get real loud. So I like that Charles Davis did that about him. But shout out to Iowa producing dogs.
Way to go, Iowa, baby.
So the draft happened. Iowa and many other schools won. Obviously, Georgia is now the Philadelphia Eagles. Tone Diggs will dive into that here in a little bit. We'll also dive into the Steph Curry scoring 50 here in a little bit and everything else going on around the NBA. But the topic of today that we have to truly dig a little deeper into is the fact that in the NHL playoffs, something happened last night that none of us could have seen coming.
No, not in a million years.
You're talking about an original 6. Just wait.
Okay.
You're talking about an original 6 team. Okay? Kraken are awesome. My wife loves the Kraken.
Hats off to them.
They got a teal in their uniform.
She's a crackhead?
Everyone was doing crack last night.
Dude, love their uniforms.
Both of them.
They beat the fucking reigning Stanley Cup champs.
Unbelievable.
The Kraken did. In that great uniform.
Yeah. Krakos.
Anyways, story of the day. An original 6 team.
Yeah.
From up there in Boston. Had the greatest regular season in the history of regular seasons. Now, there'll be an argument that it's not just since the beginning of hockey they had the greatest regular season in the history, the most successful regular season, and most wins in the history of hockey. A lot of people argue it's since 2005 when the shootout era started because they had 65 wins. The next highest winner had 62, but they had 4 wins via shootouts. Shootouts didn't come into the NHL in regular season games until 2005. So there's an argument that 4 of those wins would be ties, so you'd only have 61 wins, so you'd be 1 behind the overall record. But not the Bruins' fault that we're in the shootout era.
No.
They won more games than anybody in the history of hockey.
Unbelievable.
Lorda was waiting for this team of destiny. The greatest President's Cup trophy winners in the history of President Cup trophy winners. There's been so many greats that have played this game. You're talking about Wayno, Marion, Sidney Crosby, Bobby Orr, you name it. You go through the list of the greatest hockey players of all time. None of them were able to put up a regular season performance that was as successful as the Boston fucking Bruins.
Hell yeah.
So you would think if the Boston Bruins were playing against some sorry-ass team from South Florida, they don't even have ice down there.
No, they don't.
Hockey, pretty big part of hockey, ice.
Yeah.
South Florida, no ice available anywhere.
Ever.
7 seed, taking on the greatest team of all time.
Yep.
There's no way this game reaches 5 games.
No.
8 seed, sorry, not even 7 seed, worst seed. Not even does this reach 6 games.
No.
Not a chance.
It got all the way to a 7th game in Boston.
Mm-hmm. At home.
In the garden?
In the garden.
The house that Bobby built.
And the Florida Panthers knock out the greatest hockey team in the history of the NHL. The Boston Bruins blow the highest expectations in the history of hockey in the first round to a team from a place that can't produce ice all year round.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get to thoughts of what Boston is thinking. Connor, what happened? How do we get here? You guys are the Penguins now. First round exit. Maybe on the back end of this whole thing. We were talking about you guys going on a dynastic run here.
That's right.
Could have won the next 4 or 5 Lordos. You locked down Pasta. Great jersey there. But now you're just the Pittsburgh Penguins. First round exit. Toronto even got past the first round.
Yeah.
What's going on in Boston? How'd this happen, Connor?
Well, let me take you back to October, Pat, okay? Because October comes around, and I have said this on the show before. Prior to this year, I've been an NBA guy. I've been a Celtics guy. But for some reason, I got a text, hey, this might be the Bruins' year. Go bet the Bruins win the Stanley Cup at plus, 2,200. Unbelievable odds, okay? To start the playoffs, they're plus 325. So to say that, I had very much invested in the team myself, let alone my money, I was invested. Go throughout the whole entire year, Pat. Okay, that was to win $6,000. Go throughout the whole entire year. A lot of great games. We win the Winter Classic. We go on to, have the most wins ever, 65 wins. Most points ever, 135 points. Most highest goal differential ever, which I didn't even realize was a thing until, Nick told me
Plus
about
43.
It. But yeah, unbelievable. Pasta has 61 goals. We have the most road wins of all time.
Road wins, tested.
Road wins. Battle tested.
Wow.
So going into this, playoffs, there's always that thought, the President's Trophy winners, 10 straight years where they don't go to the Cup. That's going to happen to you. We go up 3-1. Okay, we feel great. We win 2 in Florida, not worried about a thing. We go to Game 5 at home. Brad Marchand has a breakaway at the end of regulation in a tie game. And you know what? It's Brad Marchand. Sergei Bobrovsky stuffs him. Buzzer beater.
It was at like 0.2 seconds.
0.2 seconds. He actually shot it. It wasn't like where he shot it and the clock was going to hit 0. It was like if it hit the back of the net, the clock would have hit boom.
Buzzer.
Other buzzer.
Yeah.
So that was one time where.
Which doesn't happen in hockey.
Ever.
Especially to win the game.
Especially to win. And
what a moment. We got robbed of a real moment.
Yes, we did.
That was when? Game 5?
That was Game 5.
Oh, no. You started seeing it there then, huh?
So the series is 3-1. So to your question about how Boston is feeling, we go on to lose that game. And after that, there still wasn't any doubt. But there was the thought, like, is this really going to go 7 games? But at the same time, up to Game 5, there's only been one, home win, and that was Game 1 for the Bruins. So really it was kind of a road test between the Panthers and the Bruins. So we get to Game 6 in Florida on Friday night. And I don't know what it was per se, but there was something in the air.
Whoa.
And it wasn't good. I'm not talking about like Febreze. I'm talking about like poop. Exactly.
Stinky poop.
Stinky, skunky
Hey,
poop.
what Febreze scent is that? Poop.
It's poop.
It's poop. Came out of somebody's ass, actually, not a Febreze.
Yeah, I farted into a bag.
Yeah.
And then what I did was I took the bag, opened it. That's what was in the air.
That was Game 6.
That was Game 6.
Oh, shit.
Linus Olmark.
Actually.
Yeah. Linus Olmark, who had one of the greatest seasons of all time for a goalie.
Number 1 goalie in the NHL.
Number 1 goalie in the NHL.
What does that mean, Nick? That just means high save percentage? Lowest goals?
Yeah,
Yeah, very good season. You know, people didn't expect it, but he put on a show, put on a performance.
Number one all season.
Number one all season. And like Nick just said, going into the year, it wasn't as if goalie was our strong suit. It probably was the weakest part of our team. But go after, the regular season that we had, number one goalie. So game 6, you know what? Linus Olmark, he's going to show up. Guy lets in 6 goals.
What do you want?
I mean, we go up 5-4 in the third period. Another time we come back, and then they score 2 more. 6-5.
Guy forgot how to play goal.
Guy forgot how to play goalie. Guess how they got their 7th goal, Pat?
Oh.
Guy in the Panthers zone, offensive zone faceoff for the Bruins. We got 6 on the ice. They got 5. They win the faceoff. This guy just throws it off the boards. Fuck it. I'm just trying to ice this thing. Hits the boards, goes in the net. Okay? So it's 7-5. And that happens. And there's 30 seconds left in this game, game 6. And that is when I think I started to feel, okay, we're in a little bit of trouble.
Hockey gods.
Yeah, I feel not the ice tilts, but I feel in my brain, this isn't how this is supposed to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're going back to the garden.
But we're going back to the garden.
Yeah.
We're going back home.
Home.
Where you want to be.
Home ice advantage.
The reason you win all those games in the regular season is so that if it gets to a game 7, you play it at home.
That's right.
Okay. This is a Sunday game. Look, this is the only thing people are thinking about.
You thought it was at 1:30. You were so excited.
I thought it was at 1 o'clock. Saturday, all day. Can't wait for the Bees at 1. Can't wait for the Bees at 1. Going to be a great game. Blah, 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 blah. Bullshit.
6:40.
6:40. See you there. So I had about 5 hours to kill, and in those 5 hours, I cleaned. I saw the Steph Curry performance.
It was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I watched the golf, the Mexican Open.
Nobody there.
Nobody there.
Holy shit. After what happened in Port Adelaide
Yep.
with Liv, for PGA to have that turnout on their Sunday, Rom was in there.
Yes.
Rom is like big name.
Straight
now, big name. Akshay Bhatia, our guy.
he's up there.
a young stud is in there. There was 15 people on that course.
15.
Crickets, not even crickets. It sounded like you could actually hear the waves crashing in the ocean. What a boring, terrible display of TV that was.
Dud.
Not good for PGA.
No, terrible for PGA. And funny enough.
But if they have a good tournament, we'll all be back.
Right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter, I guess.
See you next weekend. But,
Nobody cares, though.
Nobody.
in Mexico about the PGA.
No, Mexico's a huge Bruins city. That's why.
They were getting ready for the game.
They were getting ready for the game.
Okay, that makes sense.
They weren't thinking Goff.
That makes sense. Our guy Rom, I like him. I love him. He shot like a maybe a 24 yesterday.
Yeah.
Absurd.
Didn't win, came in second, but he put on a performance nobody knew.
Nope.
Nobody was there.
No.
People were watching the 7th round of the NFL draft. Or people were rewatching the draft.
Yeah.
Because you go over to that hockey or go over to that golf thing. It's like, what is? Am I watching paint dry right now?
What the hell's going on?
Nothing. Not even one of these in the back.
No. No claps.
No, nothing.
No cheers.
It was like COVID. We're watching a COVID sporting event again.
Yeah.
Rom doesn't deserve that.
He doesn't.
I'm surprised he was playing in that.
Well, he's a reigning champ.
Reigning champ.
Yeah,
Yeah,
defend his title.
In it last year.
I don't think he'll be. I don't think anybody's
He
going to
will
next
not be
year.
back.
No.
Akshay might win that fucker next year.
Yeah.
We're pulling for him. Shout out to him. Anyways, you watched the golf tournament.
Anyways, yeah, watching the golf. And no one's there because.
Did you fall asleep?
No, I didn't fall asleep.
I passed out during the golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no chance I was sleeping yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So,
Bruins game
so
7.
jacked up for the Bruins game 7.
Yeah.
Best team ever, game 7. So Steph happens, 50 points, unbelievable. And, I ended up betting on the Warriors, so I was feeling good going in. So, okay, got the Warriors. And right before the game started, and I'm not kidding, I'm not saying like 6:30. I'm saying like 6:40, right after the great Todd Angeli sings the national anthem.
Had a bear on his tie.
Yeah.
Dog.
Just came out, point, thumbs up to Pasta. Boom. Thumbs up to the goalie sitting on the bench who let up 7 goals last game.
Yep.
Boom. We're going to change this whole thing around. Oh! I mean, he was.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys heard it, but there was a time during that national anthem where the fans started to overtake it.
Oh, yeah.
Place was rocking.
Buzzing.
And there has been game 7s in the past, and I try not to think about it, but this is what happened to me right before the game started. Right before the puck dropped, I thought to myself, man, we played the St. Louis Blues in game 7 of the Stanley Cup final at home, and we lost. Oh, no. And for some reason, after that happened, whole entire mood shift, everything was ruined.
Oh, really? The enemy's within our own camp. Your
Bingo.
brain thought of the St. Louis Blues game.
Oh, no.
Bingo.
Years back.
And that wasn't even a close game 7. It was a way worse game than we had last night. But, game starts. come out pretty slow. I think, you texted me. It wasn't, these guys aren't really playing. It was a slow start.
Yeah.
But there were
They
signs.
got one shot on a power play.
Yes.
To start the game.
Yeah.
Look slow.
Yeah.
Sloppy pucks.
The entire thing.
Interested.
I bet very heavily on the Boston Bruins.
Yeah,
I
you
would like to
did.
let everybody know. I bet very heavily on the Bruins because there's no way you're the best team in the history of hockey and you lose Game 7 at home first round.
Bingo.
It's just like Steph Curry.
Yeah.
You bet on Golden State.
Yeah.
Because it's Game 7 and they're playing fucking Sacramento.
Steph's going to show up.
You bet on Steph Curry. That is who you bet on. I was betting on the greatest team in the history of hockey.
Ever.
At home, Game 7, first round.
Original 16.
Got to win. They go down 2-0. First power play, they look fucking terrible. I mean,
Right
it was
away.
like, what is wrong with this team?
Yeah.
What are they doing? They didn't even look like that. Then all of a sudden, the boys started mounting.
That's right. 2-0. I cracked the booze. I had to crack open something. I had to relax, put the record player on,
Worst
kind
lead in
of
hockey.
try and change the vibes a little bit. Like you said, Bertuzzi, he tips one in. Here we go. Okay. And that was kind of, or Krejci had the first power play goal, but Bertuzzi tied it up. There it is, 2-2. And at 2-2, that's when I shifted back. Okay.
You're a little
Relax.
drunk, too.
Yeah. I had two, Tito's and Gatorades. Okay.
Sure.
So
High school, shout out.
ice cold, as always. But that's when it changed. 2-2.
No, high school is what I said.
Oh, no, ice cold.
No, I said high school.
High school.
What?
That's like
Also
what a high
ice cold.
schooler would drink. I assume it is ice cold as well, but I like the fact that you're electrolyting yourself with Tito's. But yes,
Okay.
ice cold, high school like drink.
Okay, ice cold. And I'm thinking to myself at 2-2, what were you worrying about? This is the greatest team of all time. 3 minutes after we score that game tire, Pasta. What does Pasta do? He scores goals. Pasta gives us the lead, 3-2. So at this moment, there's about 15 minutes left in the game. And I'm not saying like, hey, just start dumping the puck. Still got to play our game. You still have to do what Big Jim Montgomery wants us to do, and that's score, and that's, forecheck.
Yeah, work.
But at the same time, in my mind, I was thinking, hey, let's just get this clock to triple zeros. Let's hats off to the Florida Panthers and what they did, but let's just get this fucking game over with.
Yep.
Okay?
Smart.
Minute 30. Game comes around. They've pulled their goalie. I'm looking at the TV.
A lot of people got Bruins minus 1.5.
Lot
Very
of-
excited.
A lot of people.
Very excited when they pulled a goalie.
Uh-huh.
Very excited. A lot of people had a lot of money on that. Very,
A
very
lot of
excited.
people, Pat.
A lot of
people.
Hey, whenever you had that little square box up in the left corner and they got that fucking goalie off, it's like, thank God.
How we go.
We had 2 minutes. I think it was 2 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah. 2 whole minutes where he went off, and a lot of people had Brad Marchand goal as well, and Brad was on the ice.
Numerous times. He had 2 or 3
Gets you
different
guys on the
shifts
ice. Bingo.
during that thing. Yeah.
So, like you said, they had 2 minutes, and at 1:30, I'm watching the game clock. At 1:28, I'm looking at the clock, and it says Panthers goal, and I'm thinking, what just happened there? That's not I don't like that omen. It's 3-2 still. They have the puck in our end, but what the hell are they saying Panthers goal for? So, as the hockey gods, as you mentioned, do, they give you signs. And let me just say that was the sign, because 30 seconds later, what happened? The Panthers scored a goal.
Boom.
59 seconds on the clock.
Boom.
And after I turned, when it was 2-2, hey, no worries about it. Boom, I turned right back.
Yeah.
The team who scores that tying goal going over into overtime. I'm not a stats guy.
With a minute left,
With
less than a minute left.
in a Game 7 on the road. I'm not a stats guy, but I'm going to assume 100% of the time the team that scores that tying goal goes on into overtime and wins. Stat that. So we come back out. Pasta right off of the overtime draw. Boom, shot on net. We're testing Bob early. Feel great about it. And then, in the second puck drop, Pasta has a chance right in front of the net. And I'm not sure if you saw this. He shoots the puck, and it goes past Bobrovsky, and it hits the fucking end of his stick behind him. Goal every single time. It's a fucking goal. Pasta had 61 goals in the regular season. He probably scored that 30 out of 30 times during the regular season. Stat that. But for some reason, last night, he fucking slots that puck right over Bob's right shoulder, and instead of going in, it hits the end of his fucking stick.
He got knobbed, dude.
He got knobbed.
Hit the butt of the stick.
It hit the butt of the fucking stick.
Sometimes deep in Vietnam, too, you get, that is.
Exactly.
That is a tough.
Sometimes the odds aren't in your favor. And yet, after that, I'm still thinking, Best team ever. There's no way we lose this game. 5 minutes later, 8 minutes later, whatever it was.
There was a breakaway save in there, too, I thought.
That was a start.
Swayman had a couple.
That was just, no, Swayman. The other side, too.
Oh, Ball?
No, Swayman did.
Yeah, he had a couple.
Like, what? To start overtime.
I was like, oh, that's definitely bees now.
Place went bananas.
Yes, Tkachuk, their best player, too. He was the guy on the break.
What's his name?
Matthew Tkachuk. So all of a sudden,
Come on.
He does have a T in the front of that.
I don't care what his fucking name is.
Okay.
Okay, his name's Matt T. That's what I'm going to call him
He's
from now on.
at the pterodactyl.
Yeah,
Okay.
he is. You're damn right. He's a pterodactyl.
Yeah. He gets stuffed by Swayman. So now in my mind,
We're good.
the goalie is good. Exactly. The guy who hasn't started one game leading up to this Game 7, he has stopped a breakaway, and then he also stopped a one-timer. Right after that, there was another chance. Should have had a goal. Swayman locked down. This game's over. Pasta, he should have scored once. He'll score again. And then we're behind the net, playing with our dicks. Not really playing with the puck.
Yeah.
A lot of knobbing.
Lot of knobbing.
out
A lot of pegging.
In the overtime.
Lot of it. The whole entire
Pegging.
I don't know
game
what you're
behind
talking
the
about.
net. That's where all of our losses come from.
What's your problem?
But pegging's another word for turning the puck over in your own zone.
No.
Always from behind.
Yeah, from behind the net.
Okay, got it.
With the
Yeah.
knob.
With the knob.
So it was tough because we weren't pegging all year.
No.
We were just playing good hockey.
Yeah.
And then we're behind the net pegging, and turns out Florida was
Reach
ready.
around.
You guys, that is disappointing, though.
Disappointing? No, I mean I can't really put it at disappointing.
Oh, devastating.
Yeah, devastating is where I'd put it as. Because losing the Game 7, yeah, boom. That was my immediate reaction. Losing the Game 7 in the Stanley Cup final, it's the Stanley Cup final. It's Game 7. Sure. Anything can happen, okay? Fine. That was actually the Big Rig's first, Stanley Cup going on that 3-year streak. So you can understand that. And they had a goalie, Bimington. He was doing amazing things. So you could understand.
Bimington.
Yeah, again, JB, that's his fucking name now. His last name starts with a B. His first name starts with a J. I don't know if it's Jordan or Jeff. I forget. Either way.
Jeff Bimington.
That was devastating last night because I saw people talk about the whole comparing it to the Patriots 16-0. First of all, if you do that, just shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
They made it to the Super Bowl.
No, this was worse.
No. See, they made it to the Super Bowl.
Was it? Yeah, was this worse?
The Bruins
First round exit, see ya?
First
Up
round
3-1?
exit, Up 3-1.
Against an 8 seed?
That's why it was devastating. We had 3 chances. That's where the devastation comes in. It's not as if, it was a 4-0 sweep, which has happened. It was up 3-1 against the worst playoff hockey team in the entire league, and we couldn't get it done. And
Yeah, you guys suck.
it's a sad state of affairs.
And the good thing about Boston is, you guys have never won anything.
Well,
So like when this type of stuff happens, we all feel very, very
Super
sorry.
bad.
thank you guys. I appreciate that.
Don't we? We feel terrible.
Yeah. Heart's broken.
I wish you guys could win one.
We would like to honor, though, what the season was.
Yeah.
Wouldn't we? Boys, can we please take the position? Connor, if you could please give your jersey to Ty Schmidt, we would very much appreciate it. Because what happened to that Boston Bruins team this season should never be forgotten, right? Never. Never be forgotten. Oh, geez, right into a Celtics jersey. They got a game tonight. All right, thank you, Connor. We, as we were thinking about what we would do for the greatest regular season team of all time, and, the Colts have hung banners before for being finalists in games and stuff, and they've certainly got chewed out for that. For us to do our own little thing, I think we got to put Pasta's jersey in the rafters. Greatest season in the history of hockey or since 2005, Connor. Pasta's jersey is going to hang over your head. How do you feel?
I feel amazing. Pasta's jersey is going to hang because it's going to hang in the Garden one day too.
I doubt it. Not if you keep losing in the first fucking round when you're number 1 seed.
Greatest regular season. You said greatest season.
Oh, yeah, regular. We're talking about a regular season here. This is a regular season. Thank you. We're talking about the regular season. Yeah, it's tough. Ty, if you could please, if we could set the tone here, please, for this moment. Na, 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 na. Thank you, Billy, with the flashlight. Na, 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. Your team sucked bad in the first round. Now you're golfing. Goodbye. You're like the Penguins. Why? Your team sucks now. But the jersey reminds us of good time. Thank you, Pasta. Hell of a year. Hell of a regular season.
Love you, Pasta.
Way to go. Good work there, Ty. All right. Fuck the Bruins. Let's move along. Man, that's tough. Didn't want to have to do that, Connor. Honestly, I think what we got to do here for the stick taps for the boys here. Ty, if you could Eagle Scout that thing, we'd be very grateful.
I'm trying.
Okay, Ty. Hell of a run by the Bruins, though. It was a really good regular season.
It was fun.
Couldn't win a single playoff series. A lot of bad teams have done that.
Yeah.
A la the Florida Panthers.
Hey, winning the first round
Good
is
season, boys.
very hard.
It is.
Very hard to win the first round.
Toronto wasn't able to do it for 19 years.
They did this year?
They did. Congrats to the Maple Leafs, huh? Good work, boys. I FaceTimed with Connor throughout that game yesterday.
Oh.
When they were down 2-0, I FaceTime him. He's just smiling, you know. Okay. I believe that's the moment he started boozing.
Mm-hmm. That was.
Next call came when it was, I think, 2-1. Call him. Oh, not bad. Still down. 2-2, no call. They go up 3-2. He calls me. I answer. He goes, huh? You're not just calling me when we're losing, are you? Huh? Seems like you're only calling whenever we're losing.
Had to check.
Is that what you're doing? I close in on the FaceTime. Is that what you're doing? Just checking, and he hangs up. So then after the game, obviously, how everything unfolds.
Of course.
I call him. He goes, watching Succession. Sorry. Talk to you tomorrow. Hangs up.
Yep.
Great answer. Episode of Succession sucked.
Yeah, to be honest.
That's how we all feel.
I was all NyQuil'd up. I need to rewatch it. But yeah, I fell asleep during it.
Yeah, me too. So
That's not good.
let's bring the fastball out every week. Okay, boys? Let's not, you know what I mean?
Well, they got
to
no
start.
They got no writers, so
What happened?
apparently they're striking because AI's taking over.
Well, AI designed some city landscapes for the NFL draft, which we will dive into right now. They had backgrounds, backdrops, like the AI created. It was on NFL social media. I guess it was happening behind the scenes at the draft. AI's a dog, bro.
So sweet.
Hey, listen, we already heard what AI Drake is. They made the beat.
Yep.
And Drake's rapping.
Winter's cold.
Banger.
So
Absolute
good.
banger.
Yes.
Now AI is dabbling in a graphic design and dirty good luck, pal. I don't know if you're going to be able to pop out city landscapes like the AI is able to do. Probably generated this in less than 4 seconds as we load here. Good internet. Boom. That's Arizona. Bang. Atlanta. Boom. Baltimore. Boom. Buffalo.
Ooh.
Look at
Oh
so
my
sick.
God.
So sick.
Yeah, I like how Cleveland's just orange lights.
I like how they just asked for AI to do this, and then half a second later, boom, here
Done.
we got.
Indy is unreal too.
Here's the best backdrop you could have of all time of the city. They're crushing it, but the draft was a great time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I watched NFL Network and ESPN's coverage. NFL Network's coverage a little looser. A little bit looser, a little bit more fun, especially during the later rounds. I don't know what it is like the first round because we haven't been able to watch it with sound on.
Right.
But the way Rich Eisen and Jeremiah and Schrags and Rapp and Joel Klott, I believe, did the first night, the way they kind of handle it, I enjoy the levity of it all. Because honestly, you have no clue who any of these people are going to be. Now, Daniel Jeremiah had a top 50. He watched all the film.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was dialed in. As are people on the other side, actual Mel Kiper, Todd McShay. I understand there's people. Lewis Riddick seemingly watched all the film and everything like that. Him and Booger got into it over a couple different things, which I appreciated. And Greeny's a great host. I didn't get to see him the whole weekend. I don't think he was doing it all. But I enjoyed the coverage. I enjoyed the thought of it. And I enjoyed how positive it seemed this year.
Yeah.
It seemed like a much more positive draft. At Tone Diggs, what were the big takeaways? And did everybody win the draft? This is the first time I've ever heard this.
It seemed like it because I was looking this morning and kind of paying attention this weekend on who was losing the draft potentially, and it seemed like everyone got the lowest grades that I could find was a B- for some teams, so it was overly positive. The teams that were general consensus A+ grades were The Eagles, who basically got every Georgia Bulldog in the draft.
And traded for one who's already in the league in
Yep.
Philly, Devontae Smith from Detroit.
Who I think is going to be very good there, but don't say that on the internet because people get very mad at you.
Well, people get mad because he wasn't as healthy as he could have been
Correct.
whenever he was on the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
Now he's going back to Philly, where in Georgia when he was there, the fans actually called him Philly.
Yep.
Like, go Philly, give the ball to Philly.
Exactly.
Philly needs the ball. So now he's going back home, and he has some history there.
Yeah, I was just
Little
going to
bit.
say he also killed a guy, so it's kind of one of those
Allegedly
things.
in Philly.
Self-defense. No, it was
Yeah,
nothing
we don't,
wrong.
Yeah, we don't know how that whole thing ended, but yeah, he's back home.
He's a dog.
He's going back home.
He is a
Your
dog. Do not
Indianapolis
piss him
Colts
off.
were another consensus A-plus team.
Hell yeah, Chris Ballard.
Oh, the
Chris
phone.
Ballard had the Jordan shrug going through the middle of that thing, and then he just continued it all the way through.
They had Richardson, Brent's the corner from K-State, Dahn's the wide receiver, the BYU tackle. They got A Squared, who stole the draft, who is an athletic freak out of Northwestern.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beast.
Hell yeah.
Great value pick.
D lineman.
Yes, the Giants were an overall A-plus grade. They had Deontay Banks in the first, one of the best centers in the draft, Jalen Hyatt, the Biletnikoff wide receiver, and then Eric Gray, running back out of Oklahoma. The Steelers were a consensus A-plus from everybody.
What were they calling him? The con artist?
The con artist, Omar Khan. Him and Mike Tomlin were in their fucking bag all weekend.
Here's Mike Tomlin talking about Omar Khan. Feels like they are very tight, and this is a different Pittsburgh Steelers than it's ever been. Aggressive, making moves. Here's what Tomlin had to say.
Yeah, what do they call him? The con artist? I like that.
I like
I
that.
saw that, man. That's pretty good. It's a cool nickname.
I've been called worse. Yeah, I don't have a favorite nickname. But yeah.
Yeah, my wife calls me. You should see what she says. But feels like they got a good little team there. Tomlin and Khan get along, and it's almost like the new era, too. Old Colbert, older generation.
There 20 years.
Kind of conservative. We're not trading anybody.
Yep.
We're not paying anybody early. We're drafting right where we're drafting. We're doing this. Khan and Tomlin seem to be a tag team kind of taking on new initiative. Good for the Rooney family saying, yeah, we're about it.
Great, because like they made some offseason signings and moves they wouldn't do before. Like Pat P, I don't think they would have done before. Allen Robinson trading for him. And then in the draft, they got the tackle they wanted. You got PZ Jr. fucking coming back, which is awesome. Darnell Washington, who slipped to the 4th round. Yeah, it was a really good draft.
How about me tweeting when Darnell was available? Feed me Darnell Washington to the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
He's 6'7". He's not as good of a pass catcher, even though I watch highlights of him catching passes all over the field.
Yeah.
And they have Brock Bowers down there, who's like allegedly the greatest tight end maybe ever.
101.
So Darnell's not going to get as many balls whenever there's so many tight end plays. And you got that Brock guy out there. He's 6'7". He can catch. He can jump. And they call him a road grader. For me as an Indianapolis Colt, I'm like, perfect. Let's fucking.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
We got Anthony Richardson. We got JT. We need him. And then a couple picks later, the Pittsburgh Steelers pick. It's like, good for you guys. Aren't you just so fucking happy? And I know they say other tight ends are going to be better than Darnell Washington. The motherfucker just wins.
Yeah.
Like, he knows what it takes to win. He has won. He has sat behind a guy.
Yes.
Being who he is. So he's humble, I would assume, like you would have to be,
Right.
even coming out of Georgia.
Didn't transfer.
So there's a lot of people saying, like, yeah, he's just, he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that. It's like, I feel like all the intangibles that fucking guy has.
He's got it.
Including the mental toughness, which is the biggest part going into the NFL. That was a massive pickup.
And he was super pumped because he's going to be with Broderick Jones, their 1st-round pick out of Georgia, and George Pickens, their 2nd-round pick out of Georgia last year. So that was awesome. Levis got really excited when he got picked in the 2nd round. I'd get really excited too, but he got real fucking excited. He was fucking.
Come on.
He did.
So?
He did.
The worst
Rightfully
night of his
so.
life.
Rightfully so.
Packers.
We don't know.
He's a psychopath. That fucking guy is a psycho.
Well, he's playing it cool. He's playing it cool. He's playing it cool in the video.
Yeah.
The video kind of played exactly what Rap kind of was talking about.
A little bit.
And Rap said, my personal opinion, he's a little intense. He's a little bit of this. He's a little bit of that. That might have been something that kind of turned some people off. I think I like the fact that he's intense. What, is our internet?
Is our internet suck?
A lot
Is
of
our internet
buffering.
going down? Are we okay? Let's go.
You have no fucking idea how pumped I am.
The let's go was okay. The pacing back and forth, like
Why? The guy just got drafted. You have no idea how you'd act. You have no clue how you would act after sitting
cry.
on TV.
Yeah, definitely not.
For 4 or 5 hours on night one.
We saw what would happen. The Patriots drafted the guy in the second round, and he looked so pissed. Everyone thought he was 50 years old.
What's his name?
Keon White.
He looks like he's damn near 50. That guy.
Yeah.
He's going to fuck some people up.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know who's going on the other side of that, but it feels like that is a guy I'd like on my team. That's a guy I would like to be friends with. That is a guy I would like in our circle. I assume we will be someday once we get to know him. He was not thrilled, though.
No.
Just a quick little dap up. Thanks.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Thanks. All right, yeah. Go to the Patriots. Hey, you happy? Pumped.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm pissed.
See you in a bit. Belichick's call to this guy. Think of the amount of emotions on this call. Mom's there like, we did just get drafted in the fucking NFL, though.
Well, so
this dude's damn near 50, though,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
okay?
he's old. They didn't show the full video, too. Like when he first got drafted, big huddle, cheer. He was crying.
So what happens is, so this was something, good point here. They were showing before everybody knew. Like the call would happen. It felt like the TV networks knew who was getting drafted. They would go to the person while they're getting the call. Has not been announced yet.
Right.
So then they would go back to the room and the entire family, I think what you're talking about, would celebrate. But our first set of eyes on this guy this was my first time seeing this motherfucker.
Was that?
And I'll tell you what, I was like, wow, why didn't the Colts draft this guy?
Yeah.
This guy looks like he is, ready to
grown man.
Maybe retire and go to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now,
Yeah.
this dude. But then they did come back, you're right, and the entire family was huddled up and excited. And I think that's the two Will Levis shots we saw too.
Yeah.
We saw like back, nothing happened. Then we saw the whole family celebration. Then let's go! I'm pumped for Will.
Me too.
Him and Braves are going to be perfect.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I mean? Him and Braves are going to be perfect for each other. But they spent a third rounder on a quarterback last year. Yep. It obviously did not work out in their eyes.
Right.
Brand new GM. If Levis doesn't work out, I think they'll also try something else.
They'll pivot.
Second rounder instead of like a high first where they were allegedly going to trade up to 4 or to 3 to potentially get a quarterback. It's like much different story. But I was happy for Will. I was pumped for Will. Yeah. Also pumped for Hendon Hooker.
Exactly. I was about to say, Detroit had a interesting draft. They got Hendon Hooker. They got 2 guys in the first round in Gibbs and Jack Campbell, who they said were drafted too high, but they're fucking guys and they're dogs. They got Laporta. They got Branch from Alabama. Like, I thought the Lions went out and got guys who actually
let's just take
had
good
production.
players.
Yes,
Thank you.
Immediate impact, guys.
So you hear like A.Q. Shipley whenever he was here. And we were talking to Schrager and
shout out him.
These other shout out to Schrags doing great out there.
The AQ got a draft comparison this weekend.
Yeah, by Charles Davis,
Yeah.
a Penn State center. These guys like AQ Shipley. But AQ was so mad at like Schrager and Jeremiah and all these draft people. He's like, "Do you watch film?" I asked the guys, like, hey, what do you want to ask a question about? So that I can send it to him properly timed so the conversation flows a little bit easier. And he wrote on a little dry erase board, he said, does this guy watch fucking film? It's like, all right, thank you. But that's a real thing. Like, it seems like ex-players and people that aren't a part of the scouting department and people that played are like, yo, just show me good players. This guy's a good football player. Let's get him in there. He didn't run as fast as a 40, so we think the transition to Sunday might be a little bit step behind. Not going to be able to keep up and do what they were able to do in this college as they will be able to do in the NFL. It's like I understand that has a little piece of it, but a much bigger part of it, which I think is Motor City Dan Campbell and that entire front office over there with Spielman setting the culture and the GM.
Brad Holmes.
It's like, is the guy good at football? Yeah. Does he have the intangibles that we think he could translate into a Sunday player? Yeah. Fuck, get him.
Bring him in.
And we had Herbie on the show Friday. Herbie's seen all these guys, and he said, I absolutely love the Lions draft. So people are saying we reached for him or whatever. Like, that's all I had to hear. Kirk Herbstreit, he knows.
Yeah, but you got to remember, Kirk Herbstreit watched terrible NFL football this year.
That is true.
Yeah, those Thursday night games.
Good point.
Those games are bad. So I would assume everybody's like, oh, Herbie's only seen bad football.
Yeah.
So in the NFL. But Herbie is a guy who's been covering the NFL or following the NFL for so long. But what did you say? You said, I didn't make it to the NFL and have a great career, so I don't feel like I should be speaking about the NFL. It's like, Herbie, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Dude. You're the face of college football. You have been for 20 years. Everybody in the NFL has respect for you. So we're so thankful he got into the NFL. Those Thursday night games were terrible. But he is a guy that watches literally every single game. That's why they have him on ABC for the draft, because that's like when I'm on game day and I say something and I don't know if it's true or not, what I just came out of my mouth, I think that is what I read about said person. Herbie's right to my left, like, boom. Yeah, I think what you actually meant was boom. Just he is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to college football. Obsessed with college football, has been in the middle of college football for 20 years. So him saying like, hey, Jack Campbell's up, what are we even talking about?
Yeah.
Off the field, this guy is like everything you want. On the field, he's 6'5" and runs a 4.4.
Won the Buck Kiss last year and had one of the best combines. That putting his name up there with like Von Miller. It's like it's not like he's just some unathletic white schlub from Iowa.
So whenever Herbie talks, I think we should listen.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I think we should listen.
That's all I had to hear.
And that's what happens with fans at the draft, though. Like, even people in New England, it was like Keon White, the second-round pick. Guys are like, what the fuck? It's like, hey, look, I don't know. You don't know. Who
Some guys, not everybody.
Not
It's more
everybody.
positive this year than it's ever been.
Yeah, absolutely. As a whole, I mean, like fan-wise, because New England, everyone wanted like a new, offensive weapon, Darnell Washington, and then Bill drafts a defense. These fans get pissed. It's like, you don't know how good this fucking guy is or will be in the system in New England.
I mean, Keon looks like he's already made the Pro Bowl 6 times.
Well, I think like that's what I've realized too. Like especially since we've been doing like the draft shows, is like for every guy like like a Jack Campbell or like, even with like the Packers draft, it's like guess what? Like you know what? We're not gonna know for 4 years from now. Like you just have no idea. For every one of like Jack Campbell being, you could have got this guy at 50. How many guys in the draft are major busts who go in the top 5? And it's like, this guy can't miss prospect. Have to get this guy, and then he washes out.
That's the draft. It is a scratch off.
Yeah,
that's right.
With a little bit higher, because on scratch offs, you can actually go to the websites, the state lottery websites.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm going to get there. Hold on. There's like, you can go to the state lottery websites and tell you how many winners are in the scratch offs that are left. Like, hey, this one has this many winners left out and about. This one has this many winners out and about. So you can kind of rig the game a little bit. Still a scratch off.
Exactly.
So like top 10 pick, like, hey, this one probably going to be good. This guy probably going to be really good. But we have no idea what's going to happen.
No.
When money gets in the pocket, we have no idea what the coaching situation is going to be like, the NFL game, how it's going to translate. How about what their life is like off the field whenever they don't have school in such a absolute rigorous schedule? It's like there's a lot of stuff that goes into play on whether or not somebody's going to be good. So I've enjoyed the fact that a lot of fans have seemingly said, like, you know what? We're going to wait. We're going to buy time here, and we'll judge it later. That's good for sports.
Great.
Stick taps for sports that we're doing now. Stick taps for us. Now, on the flip side, that fucking guy won on my team.
Yes.
Okay? That is the newest. That is one of the newest members of New England Patriots. That guy is a guy you want on your side.
Yep.
Congrats to Bill Belichick meeting this man, looking at this man, and saying, I want that full-grown adult on my team.
Yeah.
What a fucking dog, this guy.
Free.
Has an actual dog chain on.
Yeah. 6'5", 285.
Woo. Give me that guy on my team.
Yeah.
Immediately. You're telling me Patriots fans, there were some overwhelmingly positive. You're saying some Patriots fans saw this dude and said, nah, we don't want him on our team. We need to not talk to those people ever again. We want that guy on our team.
Yeah, it wasn't even so much about him, more so than it was about Bill drafting defense in the first and second rounds, even though all they did in the offseason was sign free agent, tight ends, wide receivers, O-linemen. And also when you look at the AFC East, Aaron Rodgers is playing quarterback in there now. Josh Allen and Tua, like, hey, guess what? You got to go and get the quarterback, and that dude looks as though he eats quarterbacks for lunch.
Okay, yes, he's 24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we would have guessed?
Yeah, grown man.
That's just like when you go to the state fair or whatever, and they say, guess your weight. I always win. Guess your age. This guy's batting 1,000.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Congrats, Keon.
Let's go, Keon. Pump.
I just got a text from somebody that said, even the New Jersey Devils are still in the playoffs.
Oh,
they're good.
Michael Cole.
Game 7 tonight.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, that's tough. That guy doesn't even really watch hockey. He doesn't even know hockey.
No, he's a mark.
And he feels like he can talk shit to you.
Well,
that's the world you guys are in when you lose in the first round after having the greatest regular season of all time. Yeah. That's tough that you guys got to sit in that pocket right now.
That is.
I don't like that for you.
That is tough.
It's not fair, is it?
No. Fine. Hey, look, I got to bounce back tonight, playoff basketball, but why don't you ask Cole how the Mets are doing? Because I know he's a massive.
Oh.
Fucking jackass Mark prick.
Mets are still in it. That's what he would say. This is what Cole would say. Mets are still in it.
And no,
Bruins are not in it. They might not have the greatest season of all time. Like the Boston Bruins say, hey, we hung a fucking jersey for that.
Mets don't have the second best record in baseball, I can tell you that.
Well, that's the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Baseball happened this weekend, too. At the beginning, we said the draft happened. That was awesome. NBA playoffs happened. That was awesome. And then we went directly to the NHL playoffs. Talked a little bit about golf just being terrible this weekend, even though the golfers were great. Didn't even bring up baseball. Baseball's still happening.
Sure is.
All right, baseball.
Yeah, not
For
bad.
the rest of the summer.
Thank you, baseball.
Yeah.
Jay Glazer stabbed David Blaine with a nice pick.
That was wild.
We will not run that video.
What?
We will not run that video.
Damn it.
Was that?
I was looking forward to running it.
No, we don't. I got to get back to Jay Glazer. He texted me last week. I have not texted him back.
Yeah.
That's a man that you keep in the
loop.
in the
Yeah,
text.
he'll stab you if you don't.
Yeah, you stabbed David Blaine. I mean, we had the great American escape hero here.
Yeah, we
Legend.
Michael Johnson or whatever, and
Michael Smith Johnson. Yeah.
Michael Bo Griffin. Michael Bo Griffin. Oh, Michael Griffin.
Michael
Griffin.
Bojangles.
Bo's middle
Zito
name.
was laughing while Bo Griffin is what he just did. I thought it was Michael Bo Griffin,
That's a great
Might
name.
be.
the great American escape hero.
Yep.
Dog.
Which he is.
David Blaine got stabbed by an ice pick by Jay Glazer this weekend with Michael Strait.
The ultimate
Yeah.
murder weapon because it melts.
Dane Cook did a full 25 minutes on that. And that's why I knew Dane Cook probably turned a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, whenever 25 minutes of your stand-up is how you would murder somebody and get away with it, it's like, oh, you've thought about this. Who are you killing? Turned out it was like his brother. Yeah, it was like his brother or something came shortly there afterwards. Speaking of killing the game, Kenny Pickett shotgunned some beers at Luke Combs this weekend.
Sweet.
Luke Combs sold 61,000 tickets at Acrisure Stadium this weekend. That is quite a weekend.
Wow.
Let's go.
That was immediately after doing Detroit. Kenny Pickett came on the stage, shotgunned a beer with him. I do believe Luke Combs is one of the greatest beer shotgunners in the history of shotgunning beers.
Really?
Once the first couple videos we saw of him shotgunning beers on the stage hit the internet, we all assumed it was a fugazi, a gimmick, a prop, a fake.
What?
Yes.
We said, this guy, why is he doing it? Almost didn't want to like him because he was doing that. Then I got to meet him at game day. Seemed like a legit dude. Then we started hearing a little bit more about his songs. Seems like he doesn't mind drinking. I could still hang out all night with the boys when I want to. Lay that hammer down to see how fast she'll go. That growing up and getting old song is very, very good.
Banger.
This weekend I saw a video of him shotgunning beers with Kenny Pickett, not only on stage, off stage. Kenny Pickett had a great weekend. He actually 2 gulps those things, and they're empty.
Beast.
Luke Combs might be a modern marvel, not only for his singing and for his ability, but for his shotgunning, which leads me to this. Kenny Pickett being your quarterback doing this is so fucking cool, I bet, for the entire city of Pittsburgh. Not that Ben Roethlisberger wasn't there. He was with his cowboy hat.
He's been wearing that a lot.
Cool.
But Kenny Pickett literally walking around saying, I'm proud to be the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback. I am going to shotgun beers. I will get a suite for me and the boys to go enjoy life a little bit. He's old school. With what happened in the draft, you got to be pumped with the state of the Pittsburgh Steelers. If Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator, is worth a single fuck, which we do not know.
Nope.
Not sure.
We have no idea if he is. His performance, his plays, boring, terrible, not working. Although towards the end of the year, they started winning with him. You got to feel like you guys are in a great spot turnaround-wise.
Kenny's awesome. Kenny embodies the city. He tried taking some time off this offseason. It was like 2 days, I guess, and his fiance was like, please just go back because he was getting stir crazy. He immediately went back to work. He's been working all offseason.
Oh, so like TJ, who was working out at JJ's house this weekend, remember JJ Watt told us when we were on the Knicks batch party that hanging out with TJ is difficult because when you invite TJ somewhere, you got to be like, hey, TJ, we have 2 hours to work out in the morning. We have 1 hour recovery.
A field.
Then there's like a field for some on-field work. And then we're going to like son's birthday party. And then afterwards we have a film room for you. And then at night we have a dinner, if that's okay. And then we're all out of there 8:30. And then same setup tomorrow. Like JJ talked about how inviting TJ to something is difficult because you literally have to have enough time and everything, vacations, all this. Like need to have full gym, need to have access to full field, need to have recovery set up ready to go. TJ Watt is all ball all the time. But you got TJ being like that. You got Kenny seemingly being all in. TJ kicked his agent out of the way. TJ's girl said, no more offseason. Go back to work. What a movie you guys are cooking over there.
I asked Kenny. He was pumped about getting hit 15 feet worth of Georgia Bulldogs on the roster for this offseason. It was awesome, too. He was there, okay? Seven was there.
What?
I believe Mitch was there. I saw Mitch there.
Mitchie.
Duck Hodges was there.
Okay.
Duck.
Oh yeah, Laney.
Oh, I saw that.
Laney and her entire band were wearing Duck Hodges jerseys.
Why is that?
I saw that.
What's that all about?
I don't know what it's all
Why
about.
is that?
They must be quackers.
But I saw all the
they're
quarterbacks.
duck
were there.
hunters?
Duck Hunter fans.
Oh.
Yeah. He's a world champion.
Nick, did you see Mason there?
Do you think Duck is?
I
You think
see
Duck
Mason.
is?
Duck is Duck and Laney.
Is Duck in the band? What do you
I
think?
don't know
All
if
the
Duck's in a band or
what's
not.
Duck going on with Laney? Is Duck? What's good? Does he know the band? Is Duck?
I don't know.
Ask.
Let me ask.
That's
I'll ask.
Because the
Slippery
whole
Duck.
band had Duck Hodges jerseys.
Interesting.
On. That was interesting.
So you're saying maybe Duck and Laney know each other intimately.
What?
Oh, whoa!
That's what I'm just putting
That's what you
together.
said?
Hey, if she's the lead singer, the guys in the back are just wearing Duck Hodges jerseys for no reason.
We didn't know if Duck was maybe in the band. Did he have a hat on? Was Duck actually out there?
Well, I saw.
There's been a lot of Pittsburgh
Saw him
Steelers.
there. I didn't
Yeah,
see
a
him.
lot
Yeah.
of Steelers.
There's been a lot
Mm-hmm.
of Pittsburgh Steelers over the time. For her and her entire band to wear Hodges, we loved it.
That says a lot.
But immediately we go,
What's going on over there?
okay, Ducky.
Is there a chance they went to like a Champs right before to get Steelers jerseys and Duck was the only jersey there?
You've seen what players have to go through if they want to change their number. They have to pay out all the jerseys to move to their new number. The NFL ain't wasting no money on any jerseys. No offense, Duck Hodges.
Yeah.
I don't think they're making any Duck Hodges jerseys at the moment.
No way.
Although they should be now that Laney and her whole band. What's going
I don't know.
What's going on over there?
Being reported on the internet, they might be together.
Oh! Happy that's been reported already.
Go, Duck.
Didn't know if we were alluding to something. I do believe Duck and Laney have a romantic relationship.
That's right.
So
Wow.
it's awesome to see her showing a little love to old Duck. I'm happy for old fucking Duck.
Hell
man.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Vibes
know
are high
that?
in the city.
They should be. Pittsburgh. And also West Virginia Mountaineers. Neil Brown went up there and gave him We're All Mountaineers Here shirt.
It turns out he looks like just a regular old hayseed when he wears a vest, a flannel, and a hat.
That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
That's all we're looking for.
I think Kenny should be watching film and not shotgunning beers.
your
But hey,
mouth.
we'll see what happens in the fall.
Hey, Jared Goff is on the golf course.
He is.
Okay.
He's watching film.
No,
I
he
like-
actually was giving interviews at the draft party like, I wish Aaron Rodgers was still here so we could beat him twice a year.
Oh, you
Great
mean
line.
the
Kenny
bell of
Pickett
the
did that
ball?
as well with Cam Hayward.
yeah.
So I like this old school out of Kenny though. This is old school.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
sweet.
Not being scared to shotgun a beer in
Exactly.
public is old school.
Need that.
Like because him buying into that, being a human, is like setting the tone right now. Because if he was not, and then 6 years from now he did that, it'd be like, is Kenny Pickett really serious about winning here in Pittsburgh? Or is Kenny Pickett worried about being the Steelers quarterback, the title, not the player? It's like, this is old school. His teammates love this. Everybody that absolutely love this about him. I really appreciate him being a young fuck, but still being a human, because that's not easy. I was at a restaurant this weekend, we'll end this hour on this.
Ooh.
I was at a restaurant this weekend. I'm not going to say the name of the restaurant because the food wasn't bad.
What was it called?
Giordano's.
Oh, Giordano's.
Yeah. It was Dahn. It was
know that
really,
place.
it was really, really good. But judging this younger age now of workers
Yep.
is like just if they show up. Like I was pumped for the people that showed up at this place to work. Like, thank you on Sunday showing up for work. It was the first time my wife and I had been in there. We get a chance to experience it. We're doing a little shopping. Bye Bye Baby's going out
Right
of
there.
business.
Ooh.
What?
Going out of business.
Since
it was a
when?
madhouse in there, bro. I did not know what I was signing up for. That was Costco.
And Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah, same companies.
Yeah.
Beep,
Wow.
beep. I think they're
know
both
that.
going out of business.
That place is awesome.
So we stopped by Bob. I'm not even going to get a chance to experience. I don't know what it's normally like because this is like one of my first times there. It's gone. It's
gone.
I guess it's ending soon.
Yeah.
So my wife and I go in there, try to find some stuff. It was bananas. Everybody was really nice in there, but it was packed.
Yeah, Madhouse.
We're talking cart to cart.
Yeah.
Tiny little aisles. Nowhere. Uncomfortable the whole time. Picked up some great shit for our baby girl, though.
Here we go.
Shout out Bye Bye Baby.
Nice.
Don't know why it's going out of business. I wish I could have helped you. First baby coming. I don't know what happened.
Too many coupons.
Wish
I
you would have
believe.
kept it around. Yeah, the internet too probably affects a lot of this. Because you want to take some of those big boxes home. Like there are some things, even if it was on sale, I'm like, Sam, I'd rather that get delivered to the house than buy it right now. So we go down, Dawn's down there. And first time in there, we're going to watch a couple games, basketball games on. Got the Heat and the Knicks are on right there. There was also some of that soccer ping pong that AQ talked about
futsal
on one of the
whatever.
TVs. We actually chose to go to this place instead of another place, strictly because the environment, the vibes, and because how Zito has talked about this place.
Right.
They did show up to work, which is awesome. And we should thank them for that. And I tipped accordingly. Like, thank you for showing up at work. That was the worst run restaurant I have ever seen in my entire life.
You should have just tipped the cooks.
My
to be honest with
entire
you.
life, dude. I'm being serious.
Why?
The cooks, I get an hour and 20 minutes. I mean, we took one piece. Just the way they were, like the managerial style there, I think terrible. But also like this younger generation, because they're on their phone, like interacting with humans.
Just not good at it.
Like, yeah, like they're not, it's not a, I don't think it's like a good thing with everything that has kind of happened. So we have not been out and about in a while. That's one of our first times. And I was thankful for everybody that showed up to work there. And the food was good. But I looked at the managers a couple times. I'm like, you guys should never be in charge of anything. Like,
what the hell?
This is a pretty poor run operation. But to their credit, they showed up and they did work. So any of these young people we see that act like old school humans, we have to appreciate.
Yeah.
Because they're in a completely different generation. Completely, like on their phone. I was thinking about servers and waiters and all these things. That's a lot of like human interaction.
Yeah.
Not a lot of humans used to that now. You know what I mean?
That's terrible if that's the bar, though, now.
They just showed
For
up.
like the service
Being
industry,
there.
especially. Like, hey, you just got to show up. It's like, well, not really. Like that, you got to do more than just show up.
Well, Sam was in the service industry. So she, instead of being like somebody that is like nicer to the service industry, she's like much worse.
Harsh critic.
Yeah, she's like, this can't happen. I mean, like there was, like we're pretty, like there was a stack of trash just sitting right, like this big, like 25, 30 minutes.
Can't do it.
It was like sitting there, we're one of the only people in the entire thing.
But you're right.
It's just like, hey, thank you for working though. And it's not this person's fault.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
not
the manager's
It's
fault.
not on the 16-year-old kids to make sure the place is running.
Yeah,
efficient.
it's the manager just
Exactly.
letting it happen, who was just sitting right there. And that's like, it's not my place to speak about this. But Jesus Christ, I'm worried about the future of all that stuff as more and more turns into like
legit
phone stuff, because that's human interaction. Gonna have to have it.
Oh, yeah.
Like gonna have to have human interaction there. It was a wild time. We enjoyed it. I mean, we laughed our way through that entire thing.
Okay, so you made it light still.
Yeah, it was not a miserable experience.
Okay.
Like it was a blast almost watching how
Did you get
terrible.
deep dish?
Right.
No, thin crust.
Come on.
I ain't doing your lasagna pizza.
Thin crust
Deep
is
dish
fire.
would have took 2.5 hours.
But you guys might have the best thin crust
so good.
pizza.
Their thin crust is very, very good.
Giordano's thin crust might be one of the best thin crust pizzas on earth.
Yeah, it's delicious.
It is. It's legit. That's why that should be the one you guys sell.
Yeah, so you gotta have to take that with the terrible service.
Yeah, and as we were taking it in, it's like service being terrible might become a new
it's kind
norm.
Might become a new thing.
Not at Booger.
How do we fix it?
I don't know. I don't know if you can. I don't, because it's like a whole generation of speaking. And like Kenny Pickett has been told not to do anything that he just did there. Like you going up there, can't do that.
Yeah.
Going out, doing things, you can't do that. It's like almost like this one generation has been trained to act a certain way. It's why whenever I saw Trevor Lawrence have emotions for the first time, I'm like, thank you, dude. Because he's been trained just to be like this way the entire time. You can get caught doing anything, so people are scared to, I think, be humans. But even more so in the service industry, like you never fucking talk to anybody anymore. You're on your phone the entire time.
Just wait a few more years. Robots will be serving everybody food. They'll
Well,
be
that's
cleaning
what I'm
tables
saying.
and everything.
AI, they can easily plug one of those in. That's just the greatest, butler of all time.
Your time is coming. But not today. Let's get to a break.
Well said.
yeah.
Well
Hell
said.
Yeah.
Not today, sir. Not today.
Hell yeah.
Watched Top Gun Maverick yesterday.
Unbelievable.
I slept, okay? Immediately after first dogfighting sesh,
Yep.
when Tom had to remind them all,
Right.
Yeah.
Hey.
You gonna
Hey.
learn today.
Yeah.
fight's on.
Yep.
You doing the push-ups?
That's a kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fell asleep immediately after that.
Okay.
That's fine.
It's fine. You've seen it before.
Seen it before. I know what's going on. Woke up as Rooster and Maverick are talking on the Air Force or on the aircraft carrier.
Right.
And they say, I'll talk to you afterwards. Whenever they were going to talk.
Unreal.
And then some things happen. So I wake up at that point and I'm like, fight's on.
Yeah.
4 daggers take off.
Hell yeah.
Those are awesome.
Now we're on a mission.
That's right. Bye-bye, uranium enrichment facility.
45 minutes straight
Yep. Action.
Yeah.
of just,
Edge of your seat.
bro.
Boom, 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 boom.
Non-stop.
I made my wife and I watch this movie. So when I fall asleep in the middle of it,
Oh, no.
obviously, as soon as I wake up, there's shrapnel coming at me from the wife.
Right.
Oh, wanted to watch it, had to watch it, fell asleep through it all, which pretty status quo for me. I am going to fall asleep in the middle of movies, especially if I'm at my house and there's been a vitamin from a legal state that I went and got, maybe partake.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
I said, Sam, I love you. You're right. But the movie's about to start, please.
Mm-hmm.
Grab some popcorn.
Let's do this later.
And these daggers took off, stacked up on top of each other.
Fuck yes.
Oh,
He's got another one coming out next couple months.
Yeah.
him running through that
Am I?
forest in the middle of the snow.
Man.
Just perfect form.
Yep.
Yeah.
Robotic almost.
Oh, yeah.
Need to get him in a 40.
With all that shit.
With all
Yeah.
that shit on, yeah. As like a ghost, like they do with Run, Rich, Run.
Yeah, maybe a 4-2.
How about him
close.
catching that swing pass on the beach and taking
Oh,
that thing
hell yeah.
60
Oh, man.
yards?
Slept through that. Missed that whole thing.
Dogfight football.
Yeah, I missed the Miles Teller. I wish I would have
Yep.
seen it.
The Rooster Dance.
Yeah, I wish I would have seen it because how damn good he looked.
Right.
How about Hangman? That son of a bitch.
Hangman.
Hangman.
Saved the
Awesome.
day.
Didn't he?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Through that smoke.
Oh,
What a shot.
Hey,
What a
man,
shot.
Page saved the day, too.
How much fun does that look like, by the way? If I don't know if he did.
What?
How much fun would that be, though, if you had the ability? You got to be able to not get sick, I guess.
yeah, that's the big thing.
You got to be able to not get sick. Those things are flying, what, like 50 feet above the ground? And they had to really fly those, I'd assume, for all that shot.
Oh, yeah.
So Tom Cruise obviously flying one of
Yep.
those.
Legit.
But how about our actual pilots out there that are fucking
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
turning sideways
Oh,
through
yeah.
fucking bridges and stuff?
The Blue Angels.
That has to be bananas on a day-to-day basis.
How about when Mav does his old, put on the brakes and fly right by, and then the Gen 5 says, oh, really? The enemy Gen 5 says, oh, really? And does like a fucking,
Inverted.
Yeah.
just
little flip
stops
around.
out of nowhere, and they're, those planes are insane.
Bro, they turn those some bitches sideways, straight up and down. Foom, 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 boom.
Yeah, it's absurd.
That's actually happening, right?
Yeah.
So now you got to think about who we got these ideas from for these planes.
Yeah.
You know who.
Because that fucking Mach 10.4 or whatever
That thing.
that he's flying at the beginning, that looks like a UFO.
Yeah.
It is.
There's a lot of other stuff coming out too, isn't there?
Interesting.
Yeah, there are a lot
Let's get
of
to a break.
different types of UFOs.
Well, not even in that sphere. There's a lot of stuff coming out. The Wall Street Journal just had a pretty.
They did.
Oh,
Let's
what'd
get
they
to a
say?
break.
What'd
No,
they say?
let's get to a break.
Oh, come on.
I just saw the headline.
I was gonna
I'm not
say.
reading into
What
it.
was the
That
headline?
seems a lot bigger than my brain will be able to process.
What was the
I
headline?
think we know someone's probably going to bring that up, first thing.
Yeah, certainly. Oh, I saw Wall Street Journal today.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I started my morning with my Wall Street Journal read just like I do every day. Did you guys see? That's what AJ's going to say.
Yep.
Just a little heads up. All right, hour two's on the other side. We got Daniel Jeremiah joining us. We got Alex Caruso.
Hell yeah.
Of the Chicago Bulls joining us in about an hour and 7 minutes to talk about the NBA. Steph Curry hung 50 yesterday in a Game 7 against the Sacramento Kings.
Man.
What a dog. What else should we be looking at? How about Braun? How about the Suns taking on? I know Joker's a dog.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray
Oh, boy.
went in fuego on Saturday. We're talking like 12, 13 straight points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Shooting from the logo, shooting inside, shaking people, and also letting the fans know, I'm that fucking guy.
Yeah.
He was a show
Yep.
on Saturday night.
Yeah, this is bubble Jamal Murray. We saw it a couple years ago. I
That's
haven't
how
seen it
he's
since, and now he is fucking balling.
So we'll talk to Caruso about that and more. And AJ Hawk joins us in about 5. He should be extra toxic, we are predicting. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5. Today has become a massive day in our program's history because just yesterday at about 5:15 p.m. I was sent a text that said, hey, I think it's time. And I said, what do you mean you think it's time? I think it's time to let the world hear where we're at. And I said, Aaron, you let me know if you want me to let the world know about you coming on tomorrow. And he said, yeah, let's do it. I put a tweet out saying, hey, listen, you are cordially invited to Aaron Rodgers Wednesday, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just 56 minutes, 34 seconds away from right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers. What's up, dude?
Good afternoon. Good morning here. Good afternoon there.
There's a lot going on in your world, bro. I don't even know if you know this or if you've been so locked in.
This isn't a decision day. This isn't me deciding and announcing to the world that this is what's going on. In fact, that's already happened. We're actually days past this. This is kind of clearing things up, I think, for everybody interested. And I'm going to get into this now, if you don't mind, Pat. I'm going to go for a little bit here.
Hey, go ahead. There's 430,000 people currently, so a lot more people watching than normal, and they are all interested because you're a fucking dog. Gold as a football player. So go ahead and do your thing, pal.
The timeline, which I think is important, that's why I'm going to go through it, is that in 2020, they drafted Jordan to replace me. There wasn't replacement right away, but as is the case with the Packers and kind of the way they do things, they like to get rid of players like a year early instead of a year late in their minds. There's probably some people who believe that I was a descending player and that it was time to make a change. Everything that I was told in the week that I was in Green Bay was, take as long as you want. We want you to retire, Packer. If you want to come back and play, obviously the door is wide open. When I came out of the darkness, something changed. I'm not exactly sure what that was, but something changed. I got back to my phone after 5 days off of it. I realized that there'd been a little bit of a shift. I heard from multiple people that I trust around the league, players mostly, that there was some shopping going on. They were interested in actually moving me. At this point, I got to admit, I went in the darkness, 90% retiring, 10% playing. My mind was, I'm tired of this. I hadn't got back into my workouts yet, and I thought that was what was best for me. So I went in the darkness to contemplate a lot of different things, but one day I spent entirely on the reality I was retired, and one day I spent entirely on the reality that I was coming back and playing. When I came out, it was clear to me at that point that although the Packers were going to say the right thing publicly, that they were ready to move on. I don't know what changed that or what moved that. If they just said, hey, we need to make a decision here because he hasn't made a decision yet. Again, there's no victims here. I'm not sitting here as a victim. I love Green Bay. I love the fan base. They're incredible. I live for playing for them. A lot of love for the organization. I just think I wish that in the beginning of the offseason, that had been the conversation. This is a credible profession, but it's a tough business.
You've said that for a long time.
Some of these issues were things I was talking about 2 years ago. It was, how do we treat older players on the way out? And it's ironic that now I'm that player, but I think that's the beauty in life, is the sense of humor that the universe has. No malice, no bitterness towards Packers. So I've shifted my focus to entertaining what the plane would look like. The Packers granted, obviously, permission for the Jets to come out and visit. We had a nice visit. At this point, as I sit here, I think since Friday, I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Okay.
I haven't been holding anything up at this point. It's been compensation that the Packers are trying to get for me, kind of digging their heels in. So I would just, I think it is interesting at this point to step back and look at the whole picture. My side, love and appreciation, gratitude for everything that Green Bay has done for me. So much love and gratitude, and just heart open for the Packer fans. And what it meant to be their quarterback. And also the reality of the situation. Like, it is what it is. Packers would like to move on. They've let me know that in so many words. Because I still have that fire, and I want to play, and I would like to play in New York. It's just a matter of getting that done at this point.
Okay, people in New York are doing this right now. People in New York are pumped right now. You sent a list of demands. Need you to sign Lazard. You need to sign Randall Cobb. I want Jordy Nelson out of the fucking ranch. Did that all happen?
It's so ridiculous.
Hey, that's happening, though. Like, you need to know.
Ask Schefter what I texted him when he somehow got my number and texted me. I didn't respond to Diana Rossini, I think her name is. I would say the same thing that I told Schefter. Lose my number. Nice try.
Schefter tweeted the photo. He said, Aaron did not lie. There it is. That's confirming. Lose my number. Good try, though.
I'll speak for myself. I'm sure there'll be people that have their sources. From what I've seen, it's like I had a sheet of paper when I met with the Jets and I said, sign these people. And that's not the reality. It's so stupid to think that I would do it, number one. Now, did they ask me about certain guys that I've played with over years? Of course. Did I talk glowingly about teammates that I love? Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Sue me. Don't actually.
Like, my only demand is for transparency. And if you say some bullshit, sometimes it's not even worth it. But like I said, when something gets out there and then assumed to be true, then it can take on a life of its own. It can go from, there's a conversation about 20 different players to, he wants these guys to be signed, otherwise he doesn't want to come. It's like, come on, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's all in the delivery of the information.
And I'm just really, really thankful. I got to be the starting quarterback of the Packers for 15 years. I got to be in an organization for 18 years. 18 years, that's a teenager. That's becoming an adult. And that's what I did there. And it was because of the people I met there and the places I went and the times that I had. I love you, Green Bay. Thank you. And I'm as sad as some of you are, but we'll meet again.
Massive show yesterday. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
And that says that the peak concurrence for 496, 285, but I've seen a lot of photos from people that are 498. Bro. Nonetheless, felt like afterwards, looking back on it, everybody was hanging out with us yesterday. Obviously not because of us. We know that. But Aaron, what a dog, dude.
When you came to my office and told me your plan about retirement, I never thought we'd be sitting there and you'd be the mega star. Sorry for saying that, but it's true that you are, because your show and what you do and the entertainment you provide, is David Letterman type. It's at the very top, and I always knew you had that potential. I knew you were going to go and be a comic and those things, which was great. But man, what you've accomplished, we're so proud of you. that you're a Colt alumni player. I mean, you
Come
know,
on.
you represent.
I'm lucky. You helped me out a lot. by the way.
You represent so much about what we're about, and the fans just love you, Pat. So I'm always appreciative when you ask me on, that's for sure.
Well, we're lucky you stopped by. Not only are you a steward for the game, but I feel like the NFL is really the only sport in America where it's city versus city. It rallies everybody together. Doesn't matter your socioeconomic, doesn't matter your political affiliation, doesn't matter your religious affiliation. It brings everybody together. That's why the sport's so incredible. The fact you've been around it for so long, you should take a lot of pride in that. And I'm very lucky to be a Colt. I know Darius says the same thing.
Absolutely.
And once I become a billionaire, we'll have your ass back on, and you can buy me a Rolls Royce.
You're moving there quickly.
Hey, come on, new money, inflation, what's it mean?
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this, wow, what a great weekend. The Boston Bruins are out of the tournament Monday, May 1st, 2023. Hour 2 starts now.
Much better!
I was a little bit taken back because in the camera here, you know, I could see there's a TV right here above this camera. There's a TV right here that shows what the program is. You see that? There's me, there's me, there's me. Oh, shit. Too much of me. A lot of me's. Right there. There was a goddamn jersey hanging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the shot. That's Pasta's jersey. It got hung in the rafters to symbolize the greatness that was the regular season of the Boston Bruins.
Unreal.
Greatest regular season of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And that thing will hang there for at least another hour or two.
Yep.
To make sure that we never forget how great the regular season was. Well, Bill, need the spotlight.
Yep.
How great the regular season was for the Boston Bruins. Congrats to them on winning 65 games in a regular season.
What an accomplishment.
So many good hockey players have played in the NHL. Never have they been able to accomplish that feat.
No.
The regular season is really what the Boston Bruins now will forever be known for. And that's a feat that we need to remember forever. So it's been immortalized by a Pasta jersey being hung in the rafters here, right above the toxic table that is Boston Connor, who now has a Celtics jersey donned. Just reminding everybody that Boston has another playoff game tonight. We will get over our Bruins' woes as don't let the Celtics lose.
No.
Oh, no. The Celtics got to win for the city.
Have to.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter at this point, too. What? I mean, the Celtics weren't doing what they did during the regular season. It's not like they won 74 games.
Yeah, they have a new coach, actually, this season. I mean, there's been a lot of drama over there. So, allegedly, people were boinking each other behind the scenes over there in Boston at the Celtics.
He got hired.
Yeah, he's new head coach at the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
Right.
What a city.
He's going to be
He's going to do
sucking
great.
blood
down
At
there.
Ty Schmidt's right there. One half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys Tone Diggs is here and joining us live from an attic in Ohio is a man who's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion.
What?
He's not a Ryder Cup champion, but he is the champion of Ohio. Actually has a trophy that says you are Ohio's finest, sir.
Yep.
You are the greatest Ohio fuck in history. Ladies and gentlemen, father of 10 COVID survivor, AJ Hall. Holy shit, you look good, AJ. What were you doing this weekend?
Uh-oh, am I glowing?
You are.
Again?
Yeah.
Are you pregnant? You're pregnant.
I
Holy.
might be. You never know. I never say never, I guess, right?
Oh, that's a much bigger conversation to have.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You want to dive into that? That's the world's been talking about that a lot lately.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
If I could get pregnant, you mean? I don't think I can. I don't think I'm equipped.
I don't think I can either. But I mean,
think
they've
that
been
matters.
saying I don't think I can.
No, you can't.
I think so.
Thank God I can't. After watching what my wife has been through here, geez Louise, I am not cut out for what she has been through over the last 10, 11 months with the entire process that we're at. We're getting real close to a baby girl, AJ. Real close. Like, the countdown is on. Like, days.
May. It's May already. This is the month, right? Yeah.
Remember, we were all saying, it's gonna be May.
Yep.
And then now it is. You know what I mean? May 1. We're here. We're in the birth of my baby girl's month, which is an amazing thing. You have 10 kids. You've been there. You've done that. This weekend, in the name of one of your kids, you fought a bunch of parents at a basketball tournament. Is that did I read that text right? Is that what happened?
I did not fight anybody, but yeah, I was in Cincinnati Saturday, Sunday, and Saturday there was a bit of a brawl that broke out. Guy had a cane swinging at people, and then I guess 5 people ended up getting arrested, we found out.
Okay, so is this at the refs or is this a team thing? Somebody didn't have a birth certificate? What?
I don't know what started. It was a big AAU tournament, so ages from like probably third grade up and through high school. My 6th grade daughter was playing in it. And yeah, in between games, I was standing there with my parents. They came because it was in Cincinnati, not too far from Centerville, and I saw it brewing. I was like, man, this isn't going to end well. I could see them kind of going at each other, and then all of a sudden, boom, a couple people are on the ground, a couple ladies are on the ground, and guys on the ground. One dude had some great head movement, going back and forth with people. It was amazing, man. And then they got it all under control, and everything was good.
So these are standard parents of players that were playing in the tournament, yeah?
I believe it was actually coaches that started the fight, but the coaches, people claim, had coached together before, maybe last year, so they knew each other.
Oh,
somehow,
beef.
I think people from the outside that were either trying to break it up or do something. Then that's when it kind of got wild.
Did any of them have affliction on? Did any of them have affliction on? Because if any of them had affliction on or anything like that, immediately upon that thing going to the ground, they're rear naked choke.
There's one video of a dude kind of cheap shot a dude in the back of the head, and then he got him into a headlock, but the guy was slippery. He got out of the headlock pretty quick.
Oh, was he greasy? And he put a little lotion on him?
No, this is the dude that had the great head movement and was trying to, like, when the dudes were coming at him, he had some good movement. It was him. So I think he just, he knew his way around a fight.
Okay, how close were you to this fight?
I was like 15 yards away, just right in the other court. And I just instantly started looking. I'm like, where are the girls? Where is the squad? I'll make sure they at least go over in the other corner, somewhere away from
Okay, so you did good dadding immediately. What a hero. That's Ohio's finest.
No, I was trying to. And I was pushing Pistol. I was pushing my dad. And come on, Pistol, you got to go take care of this, man. Get in there.
Take that guy's cane, see what happens. So there was a foreign weapon. Was the cane user connecting with anybody or no?
Yes. Oh, yeah. He was swinging it around before the fight. I was like, this dude seems to want to use this thing. Yeah, like pointing at people and kind of swinging their direction. And then when things started to go, he got 5 or 6 good shots on somebody. Yeah.
Not a bad gimmick there. Have a prop of the cane, use it as a weapon. I'm going to spin it like this. If I hit you, that's on you, not on me.
Sorry.
That's like the people that do this number. I'm going to walk.
Yeah, windmill.
If you get in the way, then I'm going to hit you. Okay? That's on you. That's not on me. I didn't start this fight. I'm just doing what I normally do with my cane, and your face got in the way. Did he make any solid contact? And did it appear as if he actually needed the cane? Because I've learned something. People that don't need things are all of a sudden acting like they do. But
was it funny you say that, because I don't know if he needed the cane, if it was even his cane to start with, because
stole somebody's cane. What a move, dude!
No, I think he knew. So shortly after the fight, there was a lady carrying the cane, acting like she was using it, but the whole lower half was bent into like a C, so it didn't work still. It was all bent up, and she was walking around acting like she was using it. I'm like, yeah, smart. The guy, he gives it to her right here. I didn't use this, obviously.
Hey, I wore gloves, but my fingerprints aren't on this thing. 5 people got arrested. That means there had to be a pretty good little scrap out there.
Well, I was surprised. Yeah, I was surprised 5 got arrested, but then there's the cops came in. There was like 8 cop cars there. They were reviewing everyone, like footage from people's phones, from the security, everything.
Did you have to speak to the?
Give a statement.
No, I didn't. I mean, there was, I don't know how, there was.
Would you have played
400 people there?
Would you have been so cool? I played the 5th. Nope. I didn't see anything.
I didn't see shit.
Yeah, definitely.
You should check the cane though. The cane. Where's the cane?
They should have taken off.
Smoking
gun. The thing is, all the people that get in this little fight, they hung around and waited. The cops didn't show up for like 15, 20 minutes. I was like, what are you guys doing here? Get out of here.
So they're fighting in front of the kids. Kids were all there too. That's sad, right? I mean, that's
kids. Yeah, I know. That's how we saw it. One girl came sprinting over to her mom and said, hey, dad, come over quick. And then that's when I looked over. I'm like, uh-oh.
They boozing at these events? People drunk at these events? Or is this a sober fight?
I mean, this was like 11 a.m. I don't know. Possibly people
could be.
I'm getting into this parent world. I guess it is bananas. I see some of those videos on like Fight Haven or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll
parents
pop up.
Are trying to.
No, parents.
Parents like swinging at kids.
Down.
Parents are crazy. I saw parents get kicked out and stuff. Yeah, it happens all the time.
I've gotten in a fight with a parent playing sports.
I think I verbally have gotten into it with numerous parents.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to be as a parent if a kid's talking to me the way I was speaking to certain parents and things like that. But like, that's always the biggest deal is the parents, right? Everybody hates the parents at these sports.
Yeah, like most coaches, like people that coach teams too, like they just hope they have a good set of parents that aren't going to be killing them every single game and asking why my kid didn't get enough time and all this stuff.
I thought about that. What if the coach sucks? And I guess that's why the parents get the way they are, because the coach is bad.
Mike Allstott.
I've already started this whole problem. Yeah, Mike Allstott said, I was watching and I just said, well, I got 40, 50 beers here.
Yeah, I'll drink these and then
I might as well start
teach them.
Now he's coaching high school, and they're like state champs.
Yeah, they're unbelievable.
One of the greatest coaches of all time. AJ, you don't coach that team, or you do?
No, it's an AAU team. I do not coach. That's my daughter now. She's kind of out of my coaching realm because she's in 6th grade next year, 7th grade, so that's school ball. So that's like teachers coach that.
Oh, so she's going to get better, you think? What if the coaches suck?
Coach is good. Coach, the 7th grade coach played Ohio State.
There you go.
Well, I
Wow.
coached her
In
daughter
good
last
hands.
year.
AJ's going no good there.
Yeah.
What do
Her
we
daughter's
even
on my team, so yeah, I know him well. She's
Joining us now is a man who absolutely dominated the NFL draft. 42 of his top 50 prospects got drafted in the top 50. Is that good? You tell us.
Wow.
All of the film study that he did paid off in a big way. He was also incredibly entertaining on television. He got pissed on by an actual dog.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, move the sticks, Daniel Jeremiah.
I'll tell you what, boys, I hear you guys talking about youth sports, Pat. You're getting ready to figure this whole thing out. But this is the one piece of advice I would give you is get away from the other parents, even the parents on your team, because that's you don't want to hear other people talking about your kid. Like, that's the worst. So you just want to go, like, if it's Little League baseball, you're going to want to go down the sight line. You're going to like left field line and go hang out down there. Because I have been there when your kid's playing in the field and like makes an error and you hear the pitcher's dad go, "Hey, Johnny, don't worry about it, buddy. It's not your fault they can't catch out there." Like, that's the kind of stuff that you're in for. That's the kind of stuff you're in for.
I couldn't even fathom that situation. I didn't even think about that situation.
Yeah.
The enemy's always within your own camp.
That's right.
On your own
100%.
team, they're going to be
Yes.
coming. Oh,
yeah.
What'd you say? I can't wait.
Yeah. What was that?
What'd you say? Okay. All right. I mean, let's just relax. And then I'm not going to bury kid. No. Can't.
No chance.
No.
Have to personally attack human.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Adult have to do that. And then that's when canes start flying. You're right. That's a good call. Move the sticks. I'm going to stick out. I'm going to stay down by the side there. Let's dive into what you are incredible at, as it sounds like parenting is another thing that you are. But the draft really is your thing. Were you seeing the board well this year? I mean, you did. You called the Houston Texans trading for number 3 when a lot of people had the Titans trading for number 3 and everything like that. They get exactly both people that everybody thought maybe they wanted, CJ and Will Anderson, in one move that you predicted literally, 14 hours ahead of time.
Yep.
Now, we all assume that you just have sources inside Houston now. We know that anything you say about Houston going forward is 100% accurate. So you have kind of outed yourself for this moment, but I think it was a good swing. Did you know what was going to happen? Because everybody was talking about how unpredictable it was, and it seems like you had it pretty figured out going in.
No, it has nothing to do with talking to people in their building. So the interesting thing is I have just, you talk to a bunch of people, and I knew just from canvassing a bunch of people that they really like those two guys. So just kind of like piecing things together. And look, I talked to our guys, our information guys, like Ian and Tom, talking to them, get information. You talk to everybody involved in this whole process, from guys who are training these guys to guys who are coaching, have coached with their coaches in the past, personnel guys who have relationships there. Rarely does it all come together. But this one was just, okay, you've got a team that likes 2 players. You've got a team at 3 who's basically put up a billboard that says they want to get out. And the Houston Texans have as many resources or more than anyone else in this draft. So add into that, you've got a first-year head coach. It's like a plant your flag type draft. So to me, I was like, this is a perfect opportunity. They can get an offensive pillar, get a defensive pillar. It could all work out for them here and get these 2 guys and go. But I'll be honest with you, you're sitting there on the desk and the draft is going on. And then they make their pick of Stroud, and you're like, okay, that – I kind of been preaching that for a while of it just doesn't make any sense. They have to take a quarterback. And sure enough, they end up taking the quarterback. But you're just kind of sitting on the set, and all of a sudden there's a trade, and your ears perk up a little bit. And they go, Houston's on the clock. And I go, holy crud, this is actually
I'm a genius.
This is really
I'm
going
a
down.
genius.
Yeah.
That's what you start thinking to yourself. And you saying that you don't talk to anybody in there, my immediate thought is like, oh, so people are going to hear this, and they're going to say, seems like Daniel Jeremiah has the draft figured out. That's a massive piece of a general manager's job. You've been in scouting before. The person who had your job previously became a general manager for the Raiders. You have said that that's not what you want to get into. I love my job. You keep doing what you did this weekend, though. There's going to be billionaires that are thinking about talking to you for certain powerful positions. Let's talk about those powerful positions that 32 people have, which is general manager around the NFL. Feels like everybody won. Is that how you're taking this? Feels like everybody seemingly got better, and everybody's fans seem to be happy with who they took. Do you think that's because it was such like a mixed bag of reviews for a lot of the middle rounds and everything like that? Or why do you think it's overwhelmingly positive in all eyes? I'm happy in Indy. He's happy in Pittsburgh. Green Bay's happy. New England's happy. It's like everybody is seemingly happy. That rarely happens, right? Move the sticks.
Yeah, and I think there wasn't like that opportunity cost where you had your eyes on a player and all of a sudden it's like, oh crap, we lost this guy. Like the drop off between getting this guy and the next guy, it wasn't really there in this draft. We had the intriguing quarterbacks, which really kind of drove the discussion. But, not to get to next year's draft already, but like the wide receivers we had in this draft weren't, there was no Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase type receiver. The corners, they're good players, but we didn't have a Sauce or a Surtain or anything like that. The pass rushers, a ton of them, a lot of depth. There wasn't a Von Miller or there wasn't a Myles Garrett. So what I'm getting at is you weren't a fan base that was like, oh my gosh, we're going to get, even like we're going to get Rashawn Slater in this draft. Like, I cannot believe this. And all of a sudden, bam, he goes right before you pick and you're devastated. It was a draft of a bunch of really good players, like a lot of starters, maybe not quite as many stars. So everybody just kind of got the guys that they needed.
Yeah, it worked. Houston's pumped. And they traded a future first rounder, and their fans were like, we got our cornerstones. It was a joyful weekend, honestly. Go ahead, AJ.
DJ, when the Colts took Richardson at 4, did you sit there and look and feel like, hey, where's Will Levis going? Did you know he'd fall out of the first round?
Well, it was 4 or 11 for him. So, that everybody was a Bryce Young team, but you knew that wasn't going to be possible. CJ Stroud had a lot of support. So you're like, if somehow Houston didn't take Stroud, like there was going to be a market for him. And then it was, okay,
we got to hear
Levis,
that. Hey, next year, I'm taking this. You got to put this on your shoulders. Okay. This needs to be on your shield, everything. Mm-hmm. When bullshit starts coming out about somebody, we need you to be like, have not heard that. And we'll even text you the stories if you don't want to have to keep up with them all on the internet or the narratives. But you saying CJ Stroud had a massive market, like that is not what was being said last week at all before the draft. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No, yeah. I mean, again, like that's at some point in time, we have to have a room for logic. Like logic has to be involved. The guy's a really good player. The tape's really good, and there's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks. So that's why he was still well thought of and had other options. But with Levis, it was 4 and 11. It was the Colts, and that was the most likely. You'd heard all this chatter and all this buzz about him. I don't know what they even talked if they talked about it after the fact. But I mean, when I was told that when he went on his visit to Indy and Levis and Shane Steichen played 9 holes of golf, I was like, okay, well, that's kind of a lot of time for your head coach and your quarterback to spend together. Like that seems like that's probably a good sign that there's something going on there. But then, they go Richardson. So once Richardson happened, you're like, all right, he gets to 11. Now it's the Titans. If they don't do it, now I don't know what's going to happen. Now I'm thinking it's got to be somebody trying to get back into the back of 1. And, was told that the Titans did have conversations with a couple teams picking down there, including Kansas City and Buffalo, to come in and take him at the bottom of 1. Those teams liked the options they had. They didn't want to get out. So that led to him going with the 33rd pick.
What did Will Levis do, you think, out on that golf course? He duffed one and just immediately that thing.
Threw his bag.
I just wonder, like think about the pressure that would. I suck at golf. But I'd be overthinking it. I'd be like, wait, did they want to see if I'm lining this thing up, or am I lining it up too much? How many practice swings do I take here? Because I want to show that I care and I'm prepared, but I don't want to be looked at as I'm overanalyzing anything I'm not comfortable. Like that'd have been all in my head.
Yeah, they just wanted to see if they could hang out with you for 2.5 hours.
Yep.
Whenever competition's happening. That is 100% why they were doing that. Also try to figure out, Steichen puts one close. Is this guy going to be able to answer? Because you can tell if somebody's shit at golf, like terrible, then you're not expecting anything. Yeah. Kind of good at golf. It's like, okay, here we go.
Let's see.
I only have one rule with golf though, because I am terrible. But my rule is
we all are.
You can't be terrible and slow. Like it has to be relative. Like if you're a bad player, we're playing fast. We're going here.
What if Will?
Oh man.
Patrick Cantlay Jr.
Bingo.
Oh yeah.
That'd be tough. They were scheduled to play 18, but they only got 9 in, probably.
Yeah, we don't know the whole story. What if they're trying to play 27, 3 different courses?
Took 8 hours.
Yeah, just line it up. See, I don't know. Think about the pressure that would put
Steichen's like, not fucking doing it.
No way.
No way are we doing that. I don't know who you got to – is that from Steichen saying about the golf?
That was my brother. The other time we were doing it, it was a GM. That's just my brother probably wanted to get lunch.
Dude, shout out to your brother. Hope you do get lunch because it was a busy week. That's a new piece of information there in our world. That Steichen and Will Levis golfed 9 holes, and then for whatever reason they end up with Anthony Richardson. Did they do anything with Anthony Richardson? Because Ballard came out and told Peter King
I don't know.
that he probably would have liked Anthony Richardson like a month before the draft is when he found found out. Jim Irsay talked to Anthony Richardson and said, you play 12 to 14 years, you can make $1 billion, brother. $1 billion. That was his conversation with Anthony Richardson. All Colts fans are very happy that he picked and they picked AR. But Will Levis, I guess, could be a guy. Seemingly what Rap Sheet was kind of alluding to was he's just like tough to
be around.
Yeah.
Which golf would immediately
that would exacerbate that.
That would immediately figure that out. What a move by Chris Ballard and the Colts.
But I don't know. I mean, they could have just been locked in on Richardson, and maybe they're like, who knows? Maybe they were just bringing in Will Levis because they wanted people to think they were on Will Levis, and was like, hey, we're bringing in Will Levis. Shoot, let's just go play some golf. Let's just get a nice little after, get some sun outside. Like, I don't know what the driving force was there. No pun intended.
Ballard, great pun. Ballard going. I got some meetings to do with the scout guys. Steichen, you got to take this guy for a lap at the mall.
I'm golfing today.
Hey, Pat, my job when I was in Baltimore was my first 2 years in the league was I would take guys out to dinner, like go pick them up at the airport, and then I would take them out to dinner. Then their visit would be the next day. Oh. Well, you're a scout, you're making $30,000, like just starting out. You're an office guy. Like I didn't have many nice meals. So like I remember picking up Jamal Brown. It's like we're going to Ruth's Chris, and like this is all in the company dime, so I'm getting these great meals. I remember I didn't eat all day. I was starving, and we had Bob Sanders coming in.
Hell yeah.
So I'm like, dude, I can't wait. This is going to be, what are we, seafood, like steak? What are we doing tonight? So I pick him up in my 94 Accord where the window doesn't go all the way up. And I pick him up. He gets in my car. And I'm like, hey, man, anywhere you want to go for dinner? And he goes, hey, you guys got a Quiznos out here? You got it.
I can afford Quiznos, Bob.
Damn it, Bob.
I
didn't eat all day. I didn't eat all day, and that was it.
Yeah, but
it was a very nicely toasted sandwich.
Yeah, but at Quiznos subs, any coupon works.
That's right.
What a place.
Unbelievable marketing campaign.
So good. And then they went out of business somehow.
They did,
yeah.
They had good sandwiches. They had good subs, dude.
Not bad.
All right. And also, they're asking you how that person's acting towards you, right, the whole time? Like, I got picked up by a scout. His name is Jamie. Still know him. He drove me around Indianapolis, and that's anybody that's ever been here. Getting around 465 takes an hour and a half, probably. You want to do that? I was in a car with this guy a long time. West side, north side, south side, then back to the facility. So we were driving. I don't want to say peppering me with questions, but we were having a conversation the entire time. And I didn't even think about it till afterwards. I was like, oh, everything I told that guy has been recorded. Yeah. And probably
that was an interview
being sent in there. It was like, we had a good conversation. Dude was a good guy, but I didn't even think about it as, oh, this is an interview happening right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just got to go get my knee checked out. They're worried about my fucking knee. It's a very interesting game trying to get all pieces of information. And every piece of information has to be accounted for, I guess, if you're making a $100 million decision for $1 billion operation. So that golf round, I would love to hear what Steichen thought of it and how they shot. Let's try to figure out those scores from somebody in the Colts facility and see if that had anything to do with it, and what happened with Anthony Richardson. Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, DJ, you tweeted that you love the Steelers draft, and I saw that one of your most valuable draft picks was Darnell Washington. Why did he fall to that spot, and how do you think he's going to work out for the Steelers?
Yeah, there was some medical stuff there, so he would have been long gone. But I believe it was his knee, so there was just some concern there. So once that, once he started dropping, you get to the point where you're like, this is ridiculous. This guy's way too good. I'm looking at where he went. 93rd overall pick. I thought he would go probably in the back half of the second round. He'd drop a little bit, but I think the fact we had so many tight ends in this draft that teams were, maybe a little reluctant to go there. But I mean, the last time I don't remember if I was in Baltimore or Cleveland, but when Gronk came out and there was, we couldn't take him. He was off our board, and they're like, this guy's only going to last a couple years, then he'll break down, like his knee or his back or whatever issue he had. And obviously we know how that ended. So hopefully similar success there for Darnell.
What was the knee? He played, right? Didn't he play?
Yeah, he played in the Natty too.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. All the medical stuff goes over my head, but it was in the run up to the draft. I was just told like, hey, he could slide a little bit because of some of the medical stuff.
Give me a 6'7" guy who's okay being the number 2 tight end.
Yeah,
when he shouldn't.
Oh, he'll block your butt off, man. Like he is an unbelievable blocker. That's why. Look, if you watch Georgia. Yes, but if you watch Georgia run the ball, it was their left tackle and Broderick Jones, and it was the big tight end Darnell Washington next to him, just mauling dudes, and that's what the Steelers got both of them.
But he can catch too. I mean, they're a tag team already. They showed highlights of him catching and jumping over people.
Hurdling dudes.
They got Brock down there. He's supposed to be like the greatest tight end to ever come out or whatever. So a lot of plays to the tight end are being designed to him.
Yeah.
So did Darnell get as many catches as maybe other tight ends might get the opportunity? Obviously not. There's another tight end on the team. He was cool with that, didn't transfer, continued to do his thing, and made the most of his opportunities. I wanted him on the fucking Colts. As soon as we saw him do it, the national championship, it's like, what is that?
He's mammoth. Like AJ will know. I mean, like to me, he was a souped-up Mercedes Lewis. That's who he reminded me of. And Mercedes is still going. He's played forever.
He's going to be on the Jets this year. Go ahead, AJ. Sorry about that.
DJ, I know we can't grade anybody yet. I know people love to grade the draft, but what team do you think had the most interesting or most surprising draft to you?
Well, looking at it in hindsight, I thought the Packers did a really nice job. If you're trying to craft a draft for a young quarterback, you go out and get a couple tight ends. They took Van Ness early, who fits like the mold of the bigger, like kind of rugged edge guys that they like to play with.
Hell yeah.
I thought they got just kind of a lot of value throughout the whole thing. And I didn't realize till the end of how many dang picks they had. They had a zillion picks. So I thought they did a really nice job. And, Aaron leaving, I mean, we'll find out on Jordan Love. We don't know. But to me, I thought they did everything they could to try and support him as he gets his opportunity here. I like what the Green Bay Packers did.
Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, DJ, in the same, kind of aspect of what some teams and what they did in their draft, a lot of people are saying, like, the Lions reached for some of their picks, especially in the first round. Why do teams look at it that way? Or is it just like, we love these guys, we're going to take them wherever the hell we want? And then also in the same kind of tone with the sleepers. Like, is a guy a sleeper, or does everyone just know he's good and then for some reason he didn't get picked earlier? And why wouldn't a guy like Boutte, who went to the Patriots, get picked earlier on?
Yeah, I mean, I'll work backwards. Like, Boutte is just he wasn't the same guy later in his career that he was early in his career. So he was kind of trending down the wrong way. Obviously, he had a new coaching staff. There are some changes, so you can explain away some of that, but that's why he drifted and fell a little bit with the Lions. I think, you got to remember, when you look back on a draft, if we look back 5 years from now, if you have 4 starters that came out of one draft, like, that is an insane draft. Like, that's incredible. Like, 3 is usually kind of the target. If we get 3 guys in our class that emerge as starters, I don't really care where they came from. I mean, we took Danny Watkins in the first round in Philadelphia. It going to go down as one of the all-time, kind of bust picks. But we took Kelsey in the same draft in the 6th round. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, so you got Kelsey.
So it's like, when you look back on it, it's like, does it matter where you picked them? It's about who ends up starting on your team in each class. And I think the Lions surprise people with like non-premium positions early. But you go through the list of guys, they could end up with like 4 or 5 starters that emerge from this draft class. They just approach it a little differently.
You guys have one of the biggest busts in history. James, what do you know? I mean, that's the draft, though, isn't it, DJ? That gets forgotten about. And your whole, like, hey, it doesn't matter when you draft them, as long as we're playing them. Like, that's setting aside your ego, which some GMs in the history of the NFL, probably not now, we'll say, but in the history of the NFL, some GMs can't put their ego aside and think like that, though. So you see a lot of 4th rounders and 5th rounders get released almost because they're better than a 1st rounder.
Yeah.
And they're like, I can't have this happening. And then they go on to have successful careers potentially elsewhere. That's a big time, like, human side of this whole element, which I guess the draft is massive because all you need is one person to really like you and you'll get drafted.
Yeah, and I would say, like, this weekend, I get a little bit nervous, even though I'm not with a team anymore, like, because as a scout, this weekend coming up is the worst weekend of the entire year, because you are going to go to that mini camp, the first mini camp, and you're going to see guys that you stood on the table for in the 5th or 6th round. And until that first rep, you're going to feel sick to your stomach because you're like, oh, please don't look stiff. Oh my gosh, please run. Please be able to run. Like all that kind of stuff. I've been there where, like, the practice ends and you're walking back to get some lunch with the personnel department. You're like, hey, dude, that free agent we gave $8,000 to, he looks better than the guy we took in the 2nd round. Like, that's when you get him on the grass, and then you get a little nervous when that happens.
They're paying people a couple $100,000 now, undrafted free agents.
Oh yeah, dude, it's a whole new world.
Why?
We didn't in Baltimore. We never gave over $1,000. Like, when I was there, going back, we're like, hey, we gave Priest Holmes $500. We gave Bart Scott $1,000. Like, it's about opportunity. You're dumb if you're going to go take $20,000 to go somewhere else where you're going to get cut. or you're going to take $1,000, make our team. Think about that from, we had to sell it like we were salesmen trying to get those guys to come in.
Yeah, it's a full process. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I think Mo Ibrahim went with the Lions, who I was surprised he didn't get drafted, but I think he got $100,000 to go to the Lions.
Yeah, there was a 200.
That's a good chunk.
There's a 200.
I think there was a 245,000 one.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we weren't offering that cheddar. I remember back.
How? How does that? How do we even get to that point? What does that even mean?
You're confident that dude's making your team. I can tell you that much. He must be really, really thin.
Why'd you
I
draft
remember in
him?
Baltimore.
Yeah,
exactly. I remember in Baltimore we had.
So confused.
I was told we weren't going to draft a running back, so you always pair up a scout and a coach. So it was me and Deuce Staley. We got running backs. So we're like, hey, we just need to sign one running back after the draft. So we kind of identified this Chris Polk, this running back from Washington. We're like, okay, he'll be a good fit with us. Like let's go get him. So we start calling him in like the 6th round. And we're recruiting. Hey, we didn't draft a running back. Look at our roster. Like you can make our team. Like there's this one other guy you got to beat out, but I think you're more talented. And Deuce is loving him up. So you're just checking in with him 6th round, 7th round as it's going along. And the whole sales pitch is like, look at our roster. We're not drafting a running back. So we're in a side office on the phone with him, and on the bottom of the ticker it says Eagles select, and I think it was like Bryce Brown, a running back from Tennessee. And Polk's like, hey, dude, you just took a running back. And I'm like, no, yeah, no. But that's you're better than him. Trust me. Like you can beat him. And we're like, me and Deuce are looking at each other like, oh crap. Like I didn't know we were taking this guy. So we thought we lost him. And then he's all upset. So then we walk down to Andy Reid's office and we're like coach, like Polk, Chris Polk, running back, Washington. He gets on the phone and he goes, Chris, can I talk to your mom? Andy Reid, veteran, Hall of Fame move. Boom. Mom's on the phone within 5 minutes, done. Signed, sealed, delivered. We still got him.
Well, Andy Reid's good deal. How did he end up playing? I think I know the name, right?
He played in the league for a handful of years. Yeah, he made it. He played for a while.
Look at you, staying on thing.
Yeah,
the Patriots signed Malik Cunningham out of Louisville as an undrafted free agent. Guaranteed him $200K.
Hell yeah.
$30,000 signing bonus and $170,000 of his base salary is already guaranteed for next year. A 4-year starter will turn 25 in October. Was not drafted, but will compete with Trace McSorley for QB3 in New England. Hey, Kraft, need $200,000 for a guy we didn't draft.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay.
So when I got drafted in the 7th round, pick 222, I think I got like $53,000 guaranteed or something like that. Not bad.
No, that's pretty good.
Not bad. Learned about taxes, bought an Escalade. Didn't get the money for like 60 days, 90 days. Almost had the Escalade get repoed. I mean, it was a full thing. Learning about when money's coming, how money's coming. I thought as soon as I signed it, that shit was hopping into my bank account. It did not.
No.
I actually had to go into the bank with a headline of how much money I was making and telling them that the money will come soon. He's getting $200,000 to not get drafted.
Let's go.
Motherfuckers get drafted 259, probably getting $40,000, $50,000 guaranteed to get drafted.
You're much better. You're much better off if it's late in the 7th round. You're much better off being a free agent. Not only do you financially, but you get to pick the roster you want to jump on and compete.
Other than specialists, I think.
Yeah, because you're pot committed a little bit with a specialist.
Boom, yeah, like I won the job my rookie year strictly because they drafted me and they didn't draft the other guy, Tim Masthay, who would go on to have an incredible career with the Green Bay Packers and was a stud. But every other position, getting to pick where and who you compete with, I think is a good move. But getting drafted, always great. Unless they're going to pay you $200,000 to not get drafted, like Bill Belichick did.
How about it?
Hell yeah, Bill. Ty has
good for Malik.
Yeah, great for Malik.
Yeah.
Ty has a question for you, Sticks.
Yeah, DJ, I don't know if it was because, like you mentioned, like there really wasn't like a bunch of high-end prospects this year, just a bunch of guys who are really good. But we saw several guys go on day 2 who I think a lot of mocks had going in the 1st round. Who would you consider as like the kind of biggest steal of the draft? Like I just continually am going back to Michael Mayer, who everyone had him going in like the top 15, and he ends up being the 3rd tight end taken.
Yeah, that was for me too. That would be the one that jumped out. I just thought in a draft where there was so much uncertainty and so many guys were exceptions, like not tall enough, not big enough, not fast enough, not enough starts. Like there were all injuries, like all these other things. Like Mayer was one of literally like the cleanest players in the whole draft and was steady through the process. Like he kind of passed every test. I don't think he's going to be like the elite player, but he's ready to go. The guys in Notre Dame were like, he'll learn the offense in a mini camp. Like this dude's incredibly bright. He stepped right on the field there and had an impact. So I thought in this draft for sure, this guy's a lock to go in the 1st round. So him going outside the first round was a little bit of a stunner. But if you look back, I think in years from now, you'll look at day 2 as being kind of the real guts of this draft. I don't think the first round was quite as good as some of the other first rounds we've seen, and I don't think in the back end it was maybe quite as deep as we've seen. But second, third round this year, there's a lot of really, really good players. So that to me was the guts of the draft.
How about Keon White? I didn't know this guy existed. He's 47 years old.
Hell yeah.
I want him on my team.
Grown man. Like the first game I watched was Florida State. And they get a turnover, and they're bringing it back the other way. And I see him run like 80 yards, and he's running with a skill guy, like running down the field at 285 pounds. I was like, what the heck?
What?
And then later on in that game, he peels off with a back, running a wheel route, and he's stride for stride down the field. I'm like, this dude, he's still figuring everything out. He was a former tight end, but he is a grown man now.
Dog chain.
Yeah, that was a good pick.
Iced out dog chain around it. Give me that guy pronto.
Yeah. Make a middle backer.
285, that guy you're saying?
Yeah.
And
and loves architecture. Like went to Georgia Tech and like studied architecture. So that guy can he can set the edge and like design your remodeled living room. Like he can do everything.
I love that guy. Get him on this team immediately. As we wrap up here, Ty just brought up a very good point. Stetson Bennett gets drafted in the 3rd round of the Los Angeles Rams. 4th round of the Los Angeles Rams. Matthew Stafford and he, obviously, both Georgia Bulldogs. Stafford has how many years left, and then the reins are going to be handed over to Stetson Bennett? I like anybody that wins. Stetson Bennett wins, it seems like, all the time. And I know some people had questions maybe outside the NFL about his public intoxication and raising hell down there in Athens. And he has a lipper about the size of a standard Chiquita banana in his mouth whenever some things are happening. So, like, all those things I see, though, and I'm like, okay, if we can get that guy to stop partying, okay, which he should be able to do, should be able to get him on. This guy's a winner. He's properly jocked right now. He has been able to handle SEC defenses. He has a chip on his shoulder, obviously, the size of Georgia. He goes in the 4th round. People were surprised by that kind of, though. They thought he was going to go later. Why didn't he go sooner? What does he not have? I don't think I fully understand.
Well, I had a talk with a GM early on in the process who said, and maybe we talked about this at the Combine, which was if Bryce can go number 1 at his size, then why are we saying Stetson Bennett's a 7th round pick at the same size? Like, that doesn't compute. Now, obviously he's older. That factored into it. I mean, he's not the same player on tape, obviously, that I believe Bryce Young is, but he's a good player. And I thought, to me, that was like the sweet spot. I thought that was about where, maybe a little bit earlier than I thought he would go. But when you look at the fit, which is everything with these quarterbacks, I was at the national championship game. I saw Stafford at the game. So, I mean, he's not going to walk into a better room. And I think you can look at it as 2 ways. You're looking at it as, okay, does he take over for Matthew Stafford? I'm looking at it saying, Stafford's had some back stuff. If Stafford has to miss, a handful of games this year, like this guy gets on the field and helps us, he helps us stay alive, run around, make some plays, some things happen. I think you got a really, really athletic number 2. So, it was an interesting fit for sure. They only have 2 quarterbacks on the roster. Stafford was the only quarterback on the roster going into the draft.
1-2 natties.
Yep.
That means in the big moment he shows up.
Beat Bryce.
Like he shows up. I don't know. I think that type of stuff is invaluable. I didn't know he was also 5'10". Okay, that makes a lot more sense all of a sudden. But I'm excited for him to get an opportunity with the Rams. And it feels like Sean McVay with Baker Mayfield was able to bring up offenses that'll make anybody successful. Just like we hope you continue to be with the NFL drafts. We appreciate the hell out of you, man. Go take a nap or 2. What does life look like for you right now?
I've got tomorrow I'll kind of finish up all my media stuff, and then I'm a ghost. I'm gonna go try and find a beach and just relax a little bit.
Got it, baby.
Hell yeah.
Hey, some beach somewhere. He's gonna have a guy who's really good at predicting the draft. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Jeremiah. He's a dog.
Yeah, the best.
He's going to get, there's going to be billionaires that are offering him jobs soon, I think. I don't know if he knows that. He seems like he just, that injury stuff's way over my head. No, it's not.
Yeah,
You're a scout.
Yeah,
You're in there. We know that you know, but smart just to be like, he's going to get offered something. It feels like he was spot on with a lot of shit. And if billionaires think like, this guy seems to understand we've had a shit show here for a while.
Yeah.
That's something that happens. It has happened in the past, and I assume it's going to happen again. He's a good dude. I like him, AJ.
He should feel really good about his performance on his mock draft and all the work he's done, but hopefully he can re-up with NFL Network and use it as leverage. Other NFL teams trying to come lure him away to get a front office gig.
Yeah, NFL Network's known for paying their talent.
Oh, yeah. Always do. Top dollar.
That's their thing.
Is it?
I don't think so.
Big time.
I don't. I think the NFL Network, maybe. It might have changed.
You get to work here.
Congratulations.
The Shield.
Roger Goodell is your boss here as well. You are a part of the NFL. But I don't know if that's a big part of the game is the star, which I respect and appreciate. The game is what it is. And I guess they got incredible. They have to be paying Rich. He's so fucking good.
Yeah. Definitely
He's been there
Rich.
for so long.
Yeah.
Got to be paying Michael Irvin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is he still working there?
I think so.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I haven't seen him on there.
Well, that's because at the end of the year, that thing.
Yeah, that's what
Warner
I mean. I
probably
wasn't
makes
sure.
a decent buck.
Has to.
Mooch.
Probably the Sunday show.
Squad.
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know. They got good shit going over there.
They do.
I think the NFL Network needs to realize they got good shit going.
Yeah,
Like, they got
don't
good
lose
talent
that.
over there.
They do.
Like, you guys got a good thing. Like, I hope, not that Roger would ever watch this show. I've heard people in that office do. Like, you guys should invest in NFL Network.
Yeah.
Like, that is something you should. That's good for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that being better.
With that being said.
I'm sure they say they do.
Oh, yeah, certainly they say they do. We spend blah, blah, blah. And also, did you see our numbers? Here's the numbers for the NFL draft. The NFL media has tweeted out 54.4 million viewers, unique for the 3-day event as a whole. 6 million viewers on TV plus digital over 3 days across all networks and digital channels. Each day up in average verse 2022.
Yep.
Okay.
312,000 fans attended Kansas City there live in person at the World War I Museum.
Damn.
That's the second most people. Nashville had 600,000 allegedly.
Are you serious?
600,000.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Nashville. I mean, it continues to be the belle of the ball, but Kansas City did great. Stone Street cut a great promo. Jason McCourty, relax. Okay. A lot of people on the internet were like, there's no reason to even bring that up because the Titans have been so dominant over the Colts. Then you bring it up on the live stage, people saying, Jason, congrats, you switched the mojo.
Yeah,
you did.
We got Anthony Richardson, you didn't, okay? Now we switched the mojo completely. So I hope you're happy, Jason.
Reverse.
Hope you're enjoying that. Good promo, though. I enjoy the fact that a lot of people took their time on a microphone, made it a little bit more entertaining. This is entertainment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As
Right.
one wise man once said.
Absolutely.
But 54.4 million people over the 3-day, unique, they're saying. That is a massive number. Congrats to them being able to just kind of make whatever a massive event that they want to. They didn't do this in the past. This was used to just be in New York. Now it's a traveling thing. 300,000 people come into a town. You don't think there's some NFL shops or some other stuff
Yes.
that potentially benefits from this in a business-wise? The cities benefit from this. It's like another championship weekend. It's like another Super Bowl weekend. It's an event where the NFL takes over and they're not even playing. They're doing absolutely nothing, just announcing guys that might be in the NFL. Congratulations. The NFL is a wagon, an absolute champion, AJ.
It really is amazing when you think about it. Like, if you had to explain that to an alien that had no idea about sports or whatever, like, no, we're just this many people tune in, this many million more tune in to watch these guys get their name called, to see which team they're going to go to in 3 or 4 months until we get to see them really on the field with pads on, compared to watching a live game in the NBA in a championship series or something.
Are we gonna see the people that get their names called? No, not all of them. No, just a
some
few.
of them though.
Yeah. Maybe
We'll have
10
like
of
a
them.
camera for a few of them.
Yeah, it'll pop up on the screen. You'll see him at home.
You see their families, it'll be a
Something, yeah.
but not all of them. No, 250. We ain't got time. No.
Even like Dolphins fans, like how many Dolphins fans do you think still watch the entire first round? Like they didn't have a pick. It's like, well, who knows? We might trade up.
in.
We might trade for somebody.
They need to get, what did we say though? They need to keep it tighter.
have to
keep it
in
tighter.
between, or how? Like, what do you mean?
First round, they got to keep the picks tight.
Yeah, can't get out.
Yeah.
Got to keep it tight.
Those later rounds fly.
How do they do that?
Later rounds are awesome.
Yeah.
Later rounds, picks leaking. Who cares?
Yeah.
But better for the entertainment.
Yeah.
Those things like first round though, we got to keep those tight. We have to. You just got to get the people in the room that know and say, hey, not allowed to.
Yeah, no phones in the war room.
Should be real fines. Like they should actually fine them if it gets out, so there's actual accountability. Because I think it would make it better even. They get 54.4 million viewers for this. if you make it even better with like, whoa, like imagine when Houston trades.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would have
Actual
been
shock.
the whole world at the same time experiencing it. As Roger Goodell is saying it out loud, like that would be must watch. Not that it isn't already, but that type of shit is must watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good luck. Good luck figuring that out. What are you going to make everyone in the war room put their phone in a yonder bag like they do at comedy clubs?
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
But what about those texts and calls to other teams to try to set up trades and stuff? You can only use the landline right there.
Yeah,
the phone.
You can take care of all that shit. You can get all that stuff figured out. You know
The
what
agents
I mean?
too. You got to lock the agents down because they're
that's
fucking
the problem.
giving info
That's the
out
problem.
too.
Yep. The agents are, of course, are the ones putting it out.
But if the teams don't call,
yeah,
and
they
like
don't-
just the commissioner is the one who's announcing the pick, and
So,
they're not even doing the call.
I think they make the pick first to Roger Goodell.
yeah.
As Roger Goodell is walking to podium, they call player, "Hey, we just drafted you. When? Right now." Because that whole, I think that takes the agent out.
Yeah, it would. I mean, if you just called him right as they have it all queued up, which I'm sure they have other cues, and say Raj, he starts walking, and that's when they make the call. I don't know. They want to make sure they get a hold of the kid before Raj says their name.
Why? People find out they get cut on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I'm just saying. I'm trying to think from how they would think.
Don't
It
they
doesn't
call and
matter.
say, "Hey, are you
how
alive?"
it
And the kid says, "Yeah."
Those kids watching on TV too, hilarious.
Yeah, cooler for them.
That's an awesome moment.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they could do
Keep it
You're right.
tight. Let's keep it tight because I feel bad. We're 15 minutes ahead
so far
of
ahead.
the TV on that first round.
Yeah.
It's like we
How is
got
that far ahead? How?
I don't
How's
know.
that far?
That's what I'm saying. Like this is bad leaks.
Because they knew that Bryce Young was going, and we announced it, and Goodell still didn't come up for 15 minutes, and by that point, like the pick two, it wasn't.
We knew
confirmed
Stroud
yet.
by the time that
They were
Bryce
announced-
Young
exactly
was being announced.
And then right after they picked Stroud, we knew that the Texans had traded up for number 3.
We were 7 minutes ahead of pretty much everything.
Yeah, very far ahead.
And that's not good for any party.
No.
That's not good for us. We're a watch along.
Did we know? Did we know as Raj was up there with the firefighters and the troops and the kids and everything at the beginning?
Did you see he did not though one time? He did not go out there with the baby faces.
When was that?
I forget. I watched it. It was live. It was live.
Really? Which day?
I don't know. Maybe second day, maybe first day.
Day 2.
Yeah, maybe day
3.
2.
He definitely went out there because he was casual Raj, and he was like, "Come on, boys."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was talking shit.
Yeah, he was kind of. That's all you got.
Yeah, I like
Come
that.
on.
He was ready
It
for
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
How about him telling wife and family, I'm gonna tell him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Raise the roof.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this thing.
It fuels him.
I
You should get a.
Go ahead.
Sorry to cut you off. What if they gave him a fire hose that he pulls out and he just starts blasting people with it?
No, beer truck like Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He comes out with a beer truck, Comes out with a beer truck, starts spraying that thing all over everything. Milk like he's Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
What was that? Boo again. Boo, 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 boo. It's hard to boo when you're getting drowned in milk, pal.
They go crazy if it was a beer truck.
Oh my God.
That'd be sweet.
Kansas City showed up.
Yeah.
They were there. Last round, 7th round, pick 250 maybe. They went out to the crowd. There was fans dancing with Chiefs fans jerseys on. I'm like, what are you doing? Get
Music
out of there.
festival.
Well, you know why?
It was awesome.
It was a lot of DJ, a lot of sing-along, and Rich Eisen was talking about the cover band and their song selections ad nauseum.
Yeah.
He was talking about that a lot because I think he was questioning a lot of the song choices because they played Free Fallin' at one point. He was like, not the draft.
Yeah, right.
Not the draft. We don't need any picks falling. Free falling is a bad thing. Read the room is what Rich was pretty much saying. And I respected what Rich was doing, but also I like the fact that the NFL is like, hey, we have 600,000 people coming here. We need to take advantage of this.
Yeah.
Okay, so when Travis Kelce comes out, he's going to do a Lambeau luge with a beer,
Right.
and then he's going to spike that fucking Lombardi.
Right.
Like we're trying to entertain the people here.
Yeah.
Let's have a show here while we're having a show. I appreciate them doing that because at least if you're going to the game or to the thing, you should be entertained.
Yeah.
It was a good Lambeau luge here by Travis Kelce.
Full
Who had
beer.
an incredible Kelce jam that had Machine Gun Kelly and Ricky Rose. Spikes the Lambeau. I had a little bit of a feeling towards that.
Is that real? Is it real?
I found
The
it was
real Lambeau?
I found it was a fake one.
Yeah.
Or
it's a
at least Chiefs PR said.
Chiefs PR came out and said it was a
can
replica,
tell.
but it was on an NFL stage, so we thought maybe actual Lambeau. And if we are big fans of Travis Kelce around here, massive supporters of the Kelce brothers and everything they do, The spiking of the Lombo would have been a tough thing to babyface afterwards. It was a replica.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
We don't want this fake shit. No, we want to win a real one.
Could you imagine what the Lombardi family would have done after what happened at the Tampa parade?
You're talking about the artist family.
Yes. Yeah.
Not,
yes.
not actually Lombardi's.
Not the Lombardi
right.
family.
The artist of the Lombardi's family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom Brady, you've won 7 of these. Don't disrespect my
You
father.
just shit on my dad's grave.
Okay, throw it from one yacht to another. You pig. This thing is supposed to be in hands and on mantles.
That's right.
Not free falling over the fucking water. That's what they said.
Yeah. Keep it out of the bay.
That was back in a time where everybody was allowed to be mad about everything, and then people who even were mad about terrible things had some supporters.
Mm-hmm.
That lady did not have many.
No, she took it on the shins.
Yeah, not a lot of supporters there. It's like, okay, please.
Shut up, lady.
Please. Okay? Your dad's art was incredible. Your family, great job. We all love the Lombo.
Yeah.
With that being said, Tom Brady could do whatever the fuck he wanted. He's won a lot. She was not happy.
No, she wasn't.
She was not happy. I think she's come around, though. I think she has come around. And we're happy that Karen Lombardi artist has come around full circle. But him spiking that, I don't want to say I felt like her, but as I was watching him spiking, I'm like, no.
Jesus Christ, don't do it.
Please don't do it. No. And then he did. I'm like,
Oh, no.
what's he gonna say? There's gonna be people mad about that.
Yeah.
That's what I think. There's gonna be people mad about that.
He knows.
It was
He
a replica.
knows.
It was a replica, AJ. It was a replica.
He should have thrown it. He could have thrown it to the crowd after he did that.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Yes.
What if
Maybe
he
punted
hit somebody?
What if
Had
he
some weight
punted-
to it, so it might have hit somebody.
What if he punted that thing? You know what I mean?
Honey Boo Boo's grandfather made the Lombardi trophy.
What's going on, Zito?
No, did Gronk dent it with the baseball at one time?
Yeah.
he did.
She was not mad about that.
No.
Yeah.
Good pivot.
She was not mad about the baseball. She was not mad at all.
Are you worried about the draft next year? Because Detroit's doing it in front of a landfill.
That's not true. That's
What? I
not
don't think
true.
so.
Okay.
Apparently not a lot of people.
It's going to be the
are voting.
biggest
big
draft
space.
yet. All
Record
right.
low.
Detroit is on the clock. I'm thinking night 1, we go Kid Rock. Thinking night 2,
Jeez.
we got Eminem.
Yep.
Night 3, Posner on Saturday, of course.
Oh, my
And then
God,
Sunday,
yes.
we
I
wrap
like
it
that.
up with Big Sean.
All right.
Exactly.
Sean.
Posner's a day 3 guy.
Gene Simmons
Saturday
is gonna be pissed.
Yeah,
but
so
the whole
fucking Bob Seger.
the whole thought of Eminem potentially performing in next year's draft is what keeps me around.
Let's go.
You know what I mean? You only get one
not
shot.
Yeah.
In front of trash burn.
Roger Goodell, imagine Roger Goodell coming out with him. Don't miss your chance to blow. Yeah, this opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Yo,
Roger.
with his first overall pick. What if that's how Roger Goodell? What if Roger Goodell comes out, hoodie on,
Do-rag underneath it.
hat? Yeah.
Bleached hair, bleached blonde like old school Eminem.
Oh, okay. Bleach
Pants at the
blonde,
knees.
holding pants
Yep.
for sure. Middle walk up like this. What if he does that?
That'd be sick.
Foxy didn't mention any of the Motown artists, which is kind of fucked up, Foxy.
Oh, wow.
There's only 4 nights, boys.
And the White Stripes you didn't mention either.
There's only 4 nights. What can we do?
Only 4 nights.
What do you mean 4 nights? There's 3.
Well, no, Sunday you still celebrate.
Oh, okay. Maybe in Detroit, hopefully, if a successful one goes off. But
Well,
that is
no.
interesting. 312,000 people are Kansas City. How many people will go to Detroit?
Probably
200.
700,000 if I had to guess.
That would be more than Nashville. That would be quite a surprise.
What's going to be great is
250
actually it is snowing in Michigan today, so that's going to be great next.
So that added elements will be good. And the set designers deserve a little bit of credit. What they did there in Kansas City was beautiful.
Yeah,
Perfect.
awesome.
I assume they'll do the same thing in Detroit.
Yep.
This is almost like yeah, we're not going to give you a Super Bowl, but you can get the draft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not a bad play by the NFL. Not bad business. Yeah, not bad business.
Calvin Johnson
smart.
said the city's nice now. Remember when he said that on the show?
And he was there whenever old Cuz got there this weekend, right? With Barry Sanders.
Yep, exactly.
They were in the building. That's good news for Detroit Lions fans.
Huge. Need
Yeah.
that.
Jack Campbell looked massive standing next to him, too.
He did.
Jeez Louise.
Absolute beast.
And then the other guy looked awesome. So cool.
Yeah.
Gibbs.
Jameer Gibbs.
Gibbs looked so cool.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
The man.
What's up, dude? Jack Campbell, I guess.
Beast.
Basically, the
He was
next
pretty close.
Barry Sanders Urlacher right there is how I'm looking at it.
Oh.
Yeah,
There you
well,
go.
some Lions fans didn't see it that way.
No, I mean, they're clowns.
MCDC had a button down on from 1999.
Yep.
He had gel in his hair.
Looked sweet.
He was fucking jocked.
Yeah, he was.
properly dressed.
Dude, he had this.
Oh, yeah.
He had this. Did you see what he was wearing? His button down came down in the middle of his fucking knees. I'm like, yeah, I remember when people did that.
yeah.
It wasn't the it's not the Untuck It shirts that they sell now.
No, MCDC was told to wear a button down. He's, what do I got to wear, man, on the second day? They're like, need a button down. He said, whoa, fuck, why?
That's
where-
crop.
He probably wore that when he got drafted.
Dude,
If he
might have.
did. I actually don't know. If
that
he
thing
got
came all
drafted.
the way down to here. He looked awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is so large.
Yeah,
massive human being.
He's a fucking dog, huh? MCDC?
I love it. I love watching them headbutt each other after they make the how cute they are,
Sweet.
jacking each other in the chest.
What's Sheila
Ford down?
She's in there on the side.
She looked very uncomfortable being in there.
Nervous.
She ran away.
They put her in a little bit of like a bullpen.
Those calls
area.
are awkward. Aren't those calls awkward when they keep putting different coaches on? Like no matter what team, it just feels awkward.
Boom. Thank you for that. The calls could be awesome, though, especially when a dad calls his son and says, hey, the team that I've worked for a long time as a scout is deciding to draft you. The Dallas Cowboys released a video of Chris Vaughn telling his son Deuce Vaughn that he was being drafted to the Dallas Cowboys, and it was one of the best things I've seen in a long, long time.
Yeah.
This type of shit sports can also provide, and that is something that makes it so magical. The stories, the drama, the emotion, the compassion, the empathy, the family ties. This, out of the Dallas Cowboys camp, this NFL draft was beautiful.
Hey, buddy. How's it going? Hey, it's going good. This is Dad. My phone wasn't working. Look at here, man. You want to come to work with me next week?
Oh, man.
I wouldn't mind that at all. I got somebody want to speak to you.
I don't know when I've been speaking for everybody that's really in the heart of the Dallas Cowboys is standing here with a tear in our eye. We're so happy to have you on the Dallas Cowboys.
I can't thank you enough.
Well, what I really want to say, you earned every ounce of me being able to make this call. I'm so excited. There's just something magical about this moment that may be bigger than we even realize here talking to you on the phone. But you is now a Dallas Cowboy. Your daddy just handed the card in. Right here.
Yes, sir.
It's got him on it.
This might be a fucking movie, Jerry said.
Yeah.
Hey, Deuce, Mike McCarthy, congratulations.
What's up, Coach? I appreciate it.
I'll tell you what, I've been doing this a long time. This is so special for you and your father and your family. And if you could make sure you drive, so make sure your dad's on time for work, we'd appreciate it.
I can do that.
Okay.
I can do that.
Deuce, man, congratulations. One of the coolest things I've ever seen in football was your dad making that call.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
So proud of you and your family. That is, thank you.
Hell yeah.
Sick.
How about Big Mike having to be a yinzer at the end? Drop a little shit talk. All right, everybody's too emotional right now, okay? Can you make sure your dad's on time next week? Let's go ahead and get a little levity in here. I like Jerry Jones saying something a little bit more magical than we can even realize might be happening right here. In his head, he's like, God damn, this could be a movie one day.
Oh, yeah.
His dad's, what's the next scene? Your dad's turning in the card right now, actually, and you is a cowboy. Quote Jerry Jones. He's in his mind as a business person. You can see him actually, when he says you've earned every bit of me being able to make this call, that's like that's a good part. That's like, hey, let me go ahead and remind you of who you are, what you are. Then you see Jerry's like business brain start going, holy shit. This might be a little bit more than we're even realizing right here. If this does work out, and Deuce is a dog. Deuce was that offense, Kansas State, for a long, long time. He got the ball in the backfield. They threw him the ball. He was the most electrifying football player on most fields that he was on throughout his entire life. He's a little bit undersized, but in the NFL, who gives a fuck? Especially with Tony Pollard being there, they'll be able to put Deuce as a little bit of a scat, a little bit of a slot. He's going to have success. If he does, this moment is going to be something that they're going to make a movie out of, and that's a beautiful thing that football and sports have that not everything does, AJ.
Yeah, I think this should be like, I hope people that are like super casual football fans or don't even watch football at all get to see this. Those are the stories I think that can kind of bring someone to the sport, make them want to watch it because they see the humans and they're like, oh, okay. Everyone's not just a big dumb meathead. Like there's actual feelings and people, like there's real humans involved. And I think this is a video right here shows it perfectly. Just like Anthony Richardson's phone call with his brother's video message. I don't know if you saw it. Unbelievable. And then Anthony gives like advice back to his 13-year-old brother. Like that stuff. I was a fan instantly of Anthony Richardson even more after I saw that video.
A lot of hard work has led to all these moments. And in that hard work, you can find real emotion. And him saying, hey, you want to come to work with me next week? And choking up there at that exact time. Because he's realizing his kid just got drafted in the NFL too.
Yeah.
All the hard work he's done as a guy, when Deuce was growing up, driving him to practice, and then, by the way, hitting the road and scouting for the Cowboys, which is not an easier life, coming back, buying him, taking him, nursing through injuries. Whenever he was crying because something didn't go his way, his dad was talking to him saying, hey, it's going to be all right. We're going to move on. All those moments to get to the fact that he's an NFL player, like you heard that in the, hey, you want to come to work? That was really cool, man. That was a really cool video. Getting choked up even talking about it right now. So with that being said, let's get to a break. No emotions.
Please.
Let's get to a break. Jeez Louise. How cool was that, though?
His kid getting drafted would be cool enough. The fact that he makes the call and he's coming to the Cowboys, a place he's been forever. Yeah, it's not even – you're right. That's like a fantasy world. That's not even real.
And he feels like one of those players who's just going to be great in the NFL because of how good he was with Kansas State.
Hell yeah. I concur. He's going to be a player. And hopefully he gets his dad to work on time.
That's right. Yeah.
Connor has something for you.
With Verizon 5G ultra wideband now reaching 200 million people, Verizon had you covered no matter where you tuned into the NFL draft from this past weekend, and will continue to have you covered all over.
Love that.
Whether streaming at home, on the go, experience fast and reliable connectivity with Verizon. Verizon is the best in the game.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Verizon for helping us out on draft night and for being, in my pocket for a long time.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Crush it.
How old am I? 35.
I've had Verizon forever. Verizon's always had the best service from day one.
That's what I'm saying. I think I've had Verizon for 17 years.
Yeah, I've had it since I had a cell phone.
Since I had a cell phone.
Bingo.
Hell yeah. Shout out Verizon.
Shout out.
All right, and shout out to you for watching. We'll have Alex Caruso on the other side.
Ooh.
Cannot wait to talk to him. He's a member of the Chicago Bulls, friend of the program. We're going to break down the NBA playoffs as a whole. What did Steph do last night? Drop 50 in a Game 7 in Sacramento. Absolute dog, as is Jamal Murray, who lit it up for Denver and beat the Phoenix Suns. What's going on, Bron? What is happening to the Knicks? Julius Randle's not playing? So much NBA chatter with Caruso. Cannot wait to hear what he has to say. Plus, we'll answer your phone calls in this hour on the 5-Hour Energy phone line. 1-833-432-3663. 1-833-4-DO. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5. Holy fuck, dude. The greatest regular season team since 2005, the Boston Bruins, just lost in overtime in Game 7, 4-3. Connor. Oh no, you guys are like the Pens now. Losing in the first round. What a run. Great season, though. Hey, it was a great season. Let's never forget how.
Tonight is a night where everything's going to be remembered. Every play, every sweat, every fight.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told them all that I bust soon, soon. Know as a child back in the womb.
Hey, let's have a national championship Monday, huh?
My name's Pat McAfee. I've started the show 2 different occasions already. This will be the 3rd. Wow. It's 2023. We eat adversity for lunch. There's just so many different forms of gummies coming in my mouth.
Boss man, can you do a kickflip?
100 for it? 100 for it?
Oh!
Come on, bro. That was awesome.
Hey, this little teddy bear is cool. This will round things sweet. All right, I feel pretty good for this ESPN party. Let's go have a blast in there. Boom. Need you to do a red carpet. I've never done a red carpet before.
I got to poop, sorry.
I don't know if now's the time.
We're invited to the ESPN party, and now we are all sitting on a red carpet. We had no idea this was coming, obviously. We thought we were just getting some free drinks.
A lot of people on the internet say I look tired. What's that all about? I'm a massive fan of Posner. He was getting motivational speeches in between songs. He was playing other people's songs. He was telling people to stay down. We're going to make a moment. Only on the count of 3, we're going to go crazy. Oh, I know. Sad song. Sad song. Oh, yeah.
A couple of these. Bring it up. Bring it up.
Who's up? What do you want?
What'd you do?
Gotta make this practice game, baby. It's gotta last until 9 o'clock.
Happy birthday, sack of shit. Yeah.
So fired up to be here.
Yeah.
I got a necktie and everything.
Holy shit. Tim Tebow's here. Oh my God.
Look at that cut.
The most handsome shot in our show's history. Nick Saban has been spotted at SoFi. Great work in the back, Fox team. Boys crushed it. Now we got game day, then the mega cast. Let's go.
Hey, let's have a night.
Obviously, the enemy of great is good. The enemy of a dynasty is winning one championship and letting it go. Fran, you're obviously going to Colorado, a place that's been looking for some sort of championship for 20 years. You're also one of the greatest speakers I've ever heard. What are you saying to your team?
You can't get here and all of a sudden change. You don't want to see a different mannerism of somebody, and especially the coaches. See, everybody's talking about the players, but you got to coach the coaches too.
Did you smile there too? Were you smiling?
I
saw a smile.
I do that every now and then.
The rat poison, smiling. That's embedded fourth quarter perfection. Matthew Stafford, fourth quarter perfection. Big moments, Tebow perfection. We got some real magic here tonight, don't we? I love that toad that takes those mushrooms and hitting those. With that being said, Stetson Bennett's 25 years old. He's so damn comfortable. Darnell Washington's the backup tight end. He's 6'7", 270. Brock Bowers, best player on the field. The defense full of dogs. Give me the Georgia Bulldogs go back-to-back. First time since his man and his Alabama squad. I love the Bulldogs tonight, barking all over the place, Coach.
All right, here we go, huh? A little bit of rush from old game day down the field. We went all the way to the roof to come back. We are so sorry. All right, let's roll. I gotta get to the sleep. Then I'm gonna hop over the sleep thing. Good, Brad.
You are looking at SoFi Stadium, where we'll be crowning a national champion for our college football season tonight. And the Dogs are on the board early. Wide open.
That's the shot that they wanted, baby.
Stetson Bennett with his second touchdown in the first half.
Oh, no.
Georgia's first down. One-handed touchdown. Brock Bowers, touchdown. It is currently 45-7. It is 52-7. Touchdown.
This is just a good old back home ass whooping.
It's a blowout, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. Hey-o. That son of a bitch, Uga, is having the night of his life.
Wow.
It's raining indoors in Los Angeles. This is God taking a tinkle on something magical, isn't it? Let's get what's that?
Get him on camera.
That mustache.
Holy smoke.
Holy smokes.
Are you a firefighter?
Good for you, bro. Thanks for your service. First down, Horned Frogs on a 2nd and 3. Why don't we call a game? Holy hell, Tim Tebow is coming. Tebow, we're live.
We're on.
We're live right now. Welcome back to SoFi Stadium. Right before the break, an extra point almost killed Tim Tebow. Natural instincts had to take in place. I could not lose the greatest human on earth, and I'm happy they gave you that ball, Tim. Tone, act like you're Sonny Dykes, please.
All right, boss. First half didn't go our way. We're doing this for the great state of Texas. You know who else was down 31 points?
Who's that?
The Italians.
All right, let's take the tractor another round. What are you watching out there, Coach?
Honestly, you know, they're better off grabbing Luka Doncic out of the crowd and maybe lining him up next to Quentin guys in that receiver. Because they can't do a damn thing.
We decided Tebow here, formerly known as praying for this TCU team to do something. So you put your hands up, play that song, butterflies fly away. Thank you for your service, sir. You're a badass, man.
Those other Americans, I wouldn't be here.
What a run, huh? The boys crushed it. This shit
TCU sucks.
What?
That's all she wrote for college football season. What a year. Let's fucking get home.
Hey,
What?
let's go.
This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Boston
Shut the fuck up.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this glorious Monday, May 1st, 2023. Hour 3 of the program starts right now.
Much money!
Much money to you boys and much money to the man to my left, your right. That's AJ Hall.
Hey.
The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor, who has a Celtics game tonight that he wants to think about very much as opposed to what the Bruins did just yesterday.
Now we're looking forward. You never look back. There's no point to have a rear view mirror in this
Okay,
day of
so we
life.
should never look back on the fact that the Bruins had the winningest NFL or NHL regular season in history.
No, we should not.
Never talk about it again.
No point to.
Well, we got a jersey hanging in the rafters because the Boston Bruins had the greatest NHL regular season in history.
Unbelievable.
They would go on to lose in the first round in the seventh game at home to a team from a place that doesn't naturally have ice.
No.
This year they did. They had some snow this year.
Classic Indianapolis.
But usually.
What's that?
Yeah, Indianapolis is rubbing off on Boston, it feels like.
Why?
Because this loser fucking town just can't do anything but lose.
I did hear that you yelled last night at the conclusion of Game 7 of the Boston Bruins losing as a 1 seed to an 8 seed after the greatest NHL regular season of all time, and a neighbor in the apartment complex coming over and telling you to keep it down.
Yeah, knocked at my door, said, "Is everything okay?" I said, "Yeah, sorry, the Bruins just lost." She said, "This is Indiana. What do you mean?" I said, "Okay, see you tomorrow, fucking prick."
Probably not going to see you tomorrow.
No chance. I've actually
see you never. Maybe is the end of that.
Yeah, never had any neighbors like knock on my door or really seen any of them.
And you yell loud, but you're normally pretty reserved. Feels like you read a book, play video games, do your thing.
Bingo. In the apartment, I usually never yell.
But
it's nice.
But last night,
devastation.
Oh
my God! At Ty Schmidt's here. A lot of Iowans went into the NFL draft. Also, the Packers seem to get better. You've got to be feeling good.
I'm feeling great this Monday. Again, who knows? They're going to be a very young team. There's a good chance the Packers may stink next year. So let's reserve all our thoughts on how good these guys are going to be until we're 3 or 4 years down the road.
We just seen a video of Aaron Rodgers throwing in a practice jersey in May to a wide receiver in New Jersey, and it is an absolute streak. Bob Saleh looks so cool in the background here in about now. Then you got Nathaniel Hackett down in the catcher's position. Focus, locked, great play action, and a dart from Aaron Rodgers right to Garrett Wilson's hands. And Garrett Wilson actually thought to himself, oh, fuck, we're going to be great this year. That's first ball they completed. That's first time they've thrown a ball with each other. That's first time they've been on the same field as each other. What is it? Perfect harmony in New York. Well, in New Jersey for the Jets.
That 8 looks so fucking weird. I just can't do it.
Weird. I was about to say how clean it looked. Good. Run that thing back.
No.
Look how clean this video looks, AJ.
Looks good.
Yeah, I know it's his college number, AJ.
Hey!
Okay.
Look at this play action.
I mean, yeah, it does look weird. You're right.
Let me go ahead and run. Ooh.
Looks good, though.
Boom.
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't look cool.
Linebackers sucked up right there.
So sucked up. Just sucked him up. He sucked him up so hard. Was that a Rangers and a Knicks game this weekend? Sucked up the linebacker on a fake play action on route first air and throws a fucking strike, dude. Are you kidding me?
He was the belle of the ball this weekend at all the sporting events, wasn't he?
Biggest pop at the Knicks game. Biggest pop at the Knicks game. And at the Rangers game, MSG blew the roof off the place for him.
Yeah.
I thought Rangers were Giants fans. I guess they're Jets fans as well. He was big pop everywhere. He was yelling too. I don't know if that's the actual song.
That's it.
We don't know if that was the actual, but he was doing that with Lazard. He looked young and healthy, they said. Place popped big for old Aaron Rodgers in there. Then you go to the Knicks game. That was a who's who.
Yeah.
Celebrities everywhere.
Right?
Jay Fox.
Who got the biggest pop,
Chris
AJ?
Rock.
Who got it? Who got it?
I assume it was Aaron, right?
Aaron! Jack Harlow
Jack
next to
Harlow.
him. Interesting song choice at number 5 on your new album. Going to be tough to listen to your music ever again. But, I mean, that is something.
What happened?
Dude, he had a chance to make his album was going.
Yeah, got to go listen to it.
Song 5 on that album is interesting. And I guess he was mocking what people would do, but that doesn't really come across in the way that's kind of delivered there. It was tough, but Jack Harlow put out an album.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Are we?
One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys 10. Diggs is there, and joining us now is an absolute NBA legend out of Texas A&M. He's played on many teams in the past, but currently on the Chicago Bulls.
Hell yeah.
Friend of the program, great golfer. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
How are you,
The intro every time just gets better and better.
Well, I do apologize for making you wait there a little bit. As we were at the break going to you, we seen Aaron Rodgers throw that ball. Oh, Caruso, did you see how clean he looked at that? Did you see that?
Yeah, y'all were talking about the number. I think the 8 looks good.
I think so too. I think the number looks incredible.
I never said it didn't look good. I
You
said
did.
it looked fucking weird.
No, you did. Whoa, everything's okay.
I've been watching the guy wear 12 for fucking 17 years. So yeah, 8 looks a little weird.
Caruso, is he okay? You think he's gonna be all right, pal?
The single-digit numbers are the ways to go. So I think he might. I think he might be better than the 12.
You think he's gonna win a couple Super Bowls over there in New York?
Couple's a lot, but maybe they'll make the playoffs. You know.
Okay, realistic expectations out of Caruso there, and I respect that. I thought maybe just for the time to get Ty's gears really grinding, I thought you were potentially just going to say, yeah, probably going to have a better legacy with the Jets than he did with the Packers. He wins 2 with the Jets, 1 with the Packers. You're never going to see him in 12 ever again.
Yeah,
he's going to be in 8 forever.
That would be tough to swallow.
Even just 1. I mean, look what happened with Peyton.
Peyton Manning's only in Broncos shit. The Colts fans never see him in anything. But Aaron loves Green Bay, will always be a Green Bay Packer.
That's right.
Let's talk to you, Caruso, about life in the basketball world. We're currently in the playoffs. Everything's on prime time. The world's seemingly following every single storyline. Foxy just kind of put it up right there because I did want to lead with it. Your former teammate LeBron is doing things that I haven't seen LeBron do publicly. Unlike you, little bitch, I'm a grown-ass man. Big shoes to fill, bitch, in grown-ass pants. Probably hustle with your pops. Go ask your parents. You're a parent, you're staring at a legend who put a few little bitches in their place before, trying to eat without saying their grace before, with a crown and a LeBron James is pissed. He said, if you see me fighting a bear, go help the bear. He's saying that because Shannon Sharpe in 2018 told a tale on Undisputed. He said that LeBron James in California is going to come out, and if you see him fighting a bear, Shannon Sharpe said, you see me fighting a bear, please come put honey on me, because in California it's illegal for a human to attack a bear. So that bear needs to attack me so I can go. Call back about LeBron James here, this farther, and then Dylan Brooks saying he pokes bears. LeBron fully motivated? How does this go behind the scenes? Is this real? Does LeBron James need actual motivation? And how do you feel it's going to work out long haul here?
Yeah, that's like rule number 1 in professional sports. It's like, elite players, you don't give them bulletin board material, right? Like they're already going to get their numbers. The dude averaged 38-8 in his 20th year. Like he's fully capable. And he's one of the best players ever, if not the best ever. And you're telling him like, I don't know, you're just trying to show him up. Like that's not high on my priority list whenever I'm about to play against, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Giannis. Like I'm not poking, like we said, I'm not poking the bear because these guys are, they don't need the extra motivation. But you live and you learn, right? People have made mistakes before, and take your L and you move on to the next one. But
how long you think this carries LeBron? You think this is like full playoffs now? Like people forgot, people must have forgot, or is this just like next series with Golden State? Now he's got a different thing to prove with Steph. Or do you think we got pissed off LeBron the rest of the way here, Caruso?
I definitely think that was a little extra juice for the first round. I don't know if it'll carry over, because you kind of have to reset and just go on to the next one, just because there's different guys. But I mean, there's plenty, if not more, motivation in the next round, right? You got the Golden State, LA matchup, Bron versus Steph. I mean, everyone knows the history they have. Like that's going to be fireworks within its own right. So I think they'll, in my opinion, I think he's probably already forgotten about it.
Damn.
He tweet out, he put his Instagram out, and now he's on to the next one.
Okay, well, good for LeBron. Go ahead, AJ.
Alex, how do you see that series going? Obviously, that's a dream matchup for the NBA and for the networks. Everyone, obviously, we want to see this happen. Who do you think wins this series, and how do you think it goes?
Dude, I'm telling you, LA looks good, man. Like they're smart. They got a good coaching staff. I know some of the guys that are still there, and then Bron's just a genius within his own right. So like the
Hey, why? Why is he a genius? What does that mean? You were a teammate of his, obviously. You play in the NBA. Why is LeBron a genius?
I mean, he just knows basketball. Like he understands what it takes to win. He understands how to, manipulate certain matchups. You've heard stories, like he knows all the other teams' plays. He knows everybody's tendencies. That's a bunch of stuff that especially defensively, I took from him and some of the other guys when I was there, just learning players' favorite moves, different spots in the court they like to play in. And every time you play somebody, you gain a little more knowledge. So in the series, the longer it goes, the more adjustments he makes and the better they kind of get. But, the other side's got some history there too. Like they're just as good, if not, in the mental department with Golden State. Steve Kerr is great. Their whole staff in Golden State's really good, and then Steph, Clay, and Draymond have that pedigree of being in big games. And there was never. I mean, did anybody have a doubt that they were going to win Game 7?
No.
And,
Nope.
I was surprised they lost Game 6. To be honest, I thought going back to Golden State it was going to be over, and then going back another game, I didn't waver. I was like, yeah, they're going to win that. I didn't think he'd go for 50, but I thought he was going to.
Hey, what does that mean when somebody's like that? You just assume, obviously, if you're on their team, let's get the ball to this guy, right? Because the hoop is bigger for him. And on the defensive side, it just feels like you're watching everything in slow motion. You know exactly what he's going to do, how he's going to do it, and there's just no stopping it. Is that how it feels to be on the opposite side of something like that?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's a snowball effect. Like with great players, like if you let them get going, then it's too late. Like I can do the best defensive job I can do night in, night out, and guys are still going to get their averages. If you fuck around with the game, like they're going to go get 50, and that's kind of you talk about the like his legacy was a little bit on the line last night. Like all those 4 championships. Obviously, he's great. They're great. Like that's not going to be questioned, but. Going to a Game 7 in the first round, like maybe there's some doubt. People put a little asterisk on that, and he was like, "Nah, it's okay. I'm gonna just go get 50, and we're gonna move on to the next round and not worry about it."
The lower third this morning was: has LeBron's stardom outshined Steph's actual legacy or something?
Yep.
Like, have we not given Steph Curry enough talk because it has been like LeBron Jordan basically? And I'm saying we as media, because LeBron Jordan was an actual argument that happened for 3 years straight.
That's right.
Yeah.
Every single day on television. Like that was an actual conversation happening every single day. And then through that time, Steph was just winning, breaking records, shooting more threes than anybody, changing the game completely for the next generation. I think the next era of basketball has been changed because of it. And it's like, we haven't talked about it enough, is what everybody's saying. I think that's probably pretty real. I think that's what the conversation is going to be now for this series. Don't you think, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like both of them have had, like you could chop their careers up for LeBron, like into thirds or into fourths, and like each one is kind of a Hall of Fame career. And you can kind of do the same thing with Steph. Like he hasn't played quite as many years, so it might just be like 2 careers. But that's just the media. You as you being a part of the media now.
Whoa.
You gotta find your story, and you gotta milk it a little, and you gotta make sure you can get some entertainment value out of it. Because I mean, both of them are without a doubt. They're obviously going to be Hall of Famers, but Bron, top 1, top 2. That's a debate for everybody to have. And then Steph is like, the more he wins and the more he does, he's like creeping into that top 10 category, depending on who you are and what you hold, like in certain esteem. But for me, at least, basketball wise, like everyone in the game kind of recognizes the greatness there. Like there's no.
What do you guys hate the media in the NBA? You guys talk about the media? You guys watch clips on flights? How's that work?
I mean, we hear everything. Like guys that say, like, unless they just don't have social media, you hear everything. It's just whether you listen to it or really give a shit about it. That's kind of the difference. Because like I said, media have to get stories, right? Like they got to talk about something. In certain parts of the year, it's a little slower than other parts. So you're talking about rumors or like what they say. They somebody at one point was talking about like, if can LeBron keep doing it, or what's wrong with Steph? Did he run out of juice?
Oh yeah.
That's
a Wednesday. That's a Wednesday. That's a Wednesday. I mean, that's how.
Normal.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how the media goes, not us.
No.
We would never do that. That's how the media goes. Let's stay in the West. Let's wrap this up. Speaking of people that are great and prolific on social media, Kevin Durant and that Suns team, I got to watch them 420 in LA. Shout out. Don't go through airports.
Careful.
So whenever I'm sitting at that game, Suns versus Clippers, I'm in the Suns bench pretty much where we were sitting at. We were gifted these seats, me and Connor. Beautiful. You guys aren't given a lot of room. Like
at all.
Your NBPA is incredible, but
Phoenix is one of the worst too. Phoenix is one of the worst.
LA, we're in LA for the Clippers. I think Clippers.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Clippers too.
Clippers.
Well, there's
Go ahead.
50% 50% of the arenas around the league, you're like bumping knees if you're the last seat on the bench.
Yeah, there was dudes sitting on the ground. There was guys taking knees. There was it was for how good the MBPA is, which it is incredible, negotiating deals and guarantees and everything like that. I would assume that would be a part of the conversation because the entire time we were sitting there, I was very high.
Yeah.
I mean, very, very high. Mm-hmm. So maybe I was looking at things differently. It was April 20th or whatever. But I'm like, I am way too close. And I wasn't even the closest. There was 2 people down here.
At the end of the bench.
And there was 4 people that were even close. They were actually on the bench. So me and Connor were kind of away. And I was thinking, we are way too close. Like, how do they let this happen? I don't know.
That might be a difference, though, because, I mean, y'all are used to having a full, barrier on the sideline of football. Like, basketball, it's always been like that. Like, if you even from like middle school, high school, when you go to AAU tournaments, like it starts there. Like if you're playing in a big game and there are good players on the court, like it looks like those videos of people playing at the park where there's just hundreds of people all around the court and you're literally just running into people. So I think that's just a little bit of a
culture
difference.
Yeah.
And I mean, butts in seats, that's money in pockets. So for us, that's
I understand. I don't. Whoever gave us those tickets, paying a lot of money for that.
Weapon.
I assume they're paying a lot of money for that. It was awesome to be there. But watching the bench operate for an entire game there, big time win. I think Booker won for like 30-some. Mm-hmm. Kevin Durant won for like 20-some or 30-some, whatever. It was the amount of pressure every single series. It's like guy gets off his man just for like half an inch. Full yell, let's do this. I don't think that gets talked about enough for the NBA. Like every series, there seems to be max effort. You just can't stop some people. Kevin Durant's one of those guys. He's banging. There's a lot of action down there. He seems to be unstoppable. Then you watch the Nuggets play the other night, and Jamal Murray is all of a sudden shooting in a Fisher-Price hoop. It gets like this big out of nowhere. Like that feels like one that I just assumed the Suns were going to win. But then you got Joker. He's not even the star of the show. Jamal Murray seems to be the star of the show out there. The West with LeBron and obviously Golden State, are they going to win this whole thing? And what do you think of that particular matchup over there in Denver and Phoenix?
Yeah, the West is always just a buzzsaw, man. Like coming out of the West every year for the last decade plus has been, pretty meticulous. Just because, like you said, like every team has one or two guys that can go for 40 and the other guy can go for 30, and you have to find a way to like limit the other guys from getting 40 points. Right? That's kind of what you talk about too. Is like it's all matchup based, right? So like Jamal Murray. Like the Suns don't really have a lead defensive guard. Like they had Shaman on him a lot, and that's just a tough matchup for him. Because obviously Jamal Murray's really good, but it's about limiting the guys, making sure they get their average and equal everybody else under theirs. But dude, the West is it's a lot. But I think
stars out there,
yeah, dude. Star power and just offense. It's like football. It's like West Coast offense, right? Spread it out, a lot of space.
Whoa.
Like that's kind of what the West is. It's a lot more offense, and the East is a little more grit and grind, kind of smash mouth.
Oh, so we like the East and all that. I'm more of a grind and pound, grit and grind.
That's East basketball, baby.
That's the
Midwest you right there. That's
hell yeah, Caruso. Are you a football guy? You used to play football? You got too tall? What happened?
Yeah, no, I played. I grew up in Texas, so you have to play football. It's a mandatory thing for a certain couple of years. But no, I played up until after my freshman year. I went through spring practice with the older kids, the varsity kids, and then I basically had a decision to make if I wanted to like play AAU indoors or if I wanted to have to go like to speed camp and lift weights and do all that outside. And I was like, yeah.
I guess I'll go play basketball.
Yeah, I was a little better at basketball too, so that helped.
It didn't work out. You made a terrible decision.
Yeah, tough.
Let's go to the East now. Connor has a question for you, Alex.
Yeah, Alex, obviously Celtics jersey, Celtics fan, trying to recover from this Bruins loss. How do you feel about the Celtics brand of basketball? It was a very tough one. I appreciate your T's and P's. But how do you feel about the East as a whole with the Bucks out? Is it clear now, like Boston's, they got a clear shot to go and run the table in the East and make it to the finals? And what do you think about Joe Mazzulla? Because obviously it's his first year as a head coach. Last year he was an assistant. Is he just like a wizard, or is the team just perfectly set up for him?
Yeah, Boston, I think at this point they're probably the betting favorites to get out of the East.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So, but the way the Heat are playing, I wouldn't want to play them right now.
Okay, why? Just because Jimmy Butler's unconscious?
Man, it's kind of like they just started clicking at the right time. You know, guys are making shots. Everybody knows their role. The matchups have been good. And yeah, Jimmy's a top 5 player in the playoffs, bro. Like, he just turns into another dude. You know, like, he has all year. He's a great athlete. You know, finishes well around the rim, rebounds well, plays defense well, and then once he gets to the playoffs, he just becomes an elite shot maker. Like, he gets to his spots. You know he's going right. He still gets there. He pump fakes. You still jump. Like, he just finds a way to make plays. And you know, teams tend to take on the personalities of their best players. So you got a guy like that leading the troops. And then Miami, like they said, they have their whole culture thing. They've been there before. Spo's a good coach. He schemes stuff up. So they got a good. I think they just have a good fit. You know, and like I said, they're getting hot at the right time. That's kind of what it takes. You know, it's a little bit like March Madness. The team starts finding a flow, and all of a sudden they're, you know, in the finals.
Hell yeah!
Hey, you mentioned the Heat culture.
Oh, my bad.
No, Joe Mazzulla. Do you want to talk about Joe Mazzulla real quick?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, yeah, he's doing a great job. You know, he was in. I think a couple of people voted him for Coach of the Year just because of the job he did. You know, coming off the finals, adopting the team, and having expectations. But it does help picking up a team, you know, that's, you know, they went to the finals and then they picked up Malcolm Brogdon.
Hell yeah.
He was like a borderline all-star a couple years ago, and he's coming off the bench for him. So they got a really good team, but he's doing a good job too.
West Virginia guy, Joe Mazzulla, shout out. Crushing it up there. Good luck,
Brogdon
Joe.
Pacers.
Good luck, Joe. Go ahead. I'm sorry about it.
Hey, you were talking about the Heat and the culture they have there with Spoelstra. Can you explain a little bit more about what that is? I know I've heard stories about them tested body fat, doing all these different, like, attention to detail type things. Like, what are they doing different than other people aren't doing?
I think they almost run their organization, at least, and this is me, you know, outside looking in and hearing stories and stuff from other guys that have been there and been around it. They run it almost like a professional college, you know, like you still have, like, obviously it's pro basketball, but you know, they're testing body fat. You're doing your conditioning test. You don't make it, you have to do it again until whatever, and then you get fined if you don't make it. Like, they're just
Old school, huh? That's old school. It feels like. Is that what it used to be like, or are they their own thing?
Yeah, but I mean that's Pat Riley. Like, he's kept his same ways for, you know, however many years, and he's had success with it, and it's worked for him. So, you know, he's done a really good job, and they do an incredible job of always finding some undrafted guy or somebody that was in the G League, and just, you know, turning them into really, really good players. And it's probably through a lot of hard work and then just them being able to develop guys. But when you saw it with Duncan, you saw it with Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, like all those guys, I'm pretty sure were undrafted and kind of bounced around a team or two, and then, you know, now they're consistent NBA, like, rotational players.
Jimmy Butler's Jordan's kid?
Hey, he might have something in there. I don't know. He's got that same fire that Jordan had as far as being able to compete at a high level. That's something that I really admire, because that's how I like to play too.
Yeah, Alex, you spent a year with or a few years with the Lakers. LeBron reading those books or what?
Wait, what books?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Boom. You don't have to say anything else. What do you got today? What are you doing the rest of the day? Anything? What do you got going on?
Golf course closed on Mondays at the club, so I'm probably gonna just get a little workout in and try and do some stuff around the house. I played over the weekend, so.
What will you do? Do you have, like, I got to hit 1,000 free throws, I got to hit 1,000 shots, or how do your workouts go in the off season?
Yeah, I'm on the make sure the body's fully recovered before we get anything going mode, because I was dealing with some foot stuff.
We healthy? We feel good?
Mostly. We gotta go through a couple more tests and make sure that everything's, you know, 100%. But for the most part, I feel good. You know, that's usually how it happens. But y'all know that during the year, it's hard to stay healthy, and then once you're in the off season, you can kind of get it back.
Okay, so whenever you're back, your foot is all the way healthy, which we assume next week or so.
that's right.
After these tests. Way to go. Hey, way to grind.
Boy,
Get that foot back. We appreciate you.
Always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure.
Hey, when you go though, do you do by shots made? Like, how does your workout go by yourself? Or are you just playing pickup?
No, yeah, I got to actually get reps in. It's usually depending on what I kind of emphasize at the beginning of the summer and I want to work on.
Oh, what are we getting better at this offseason? This is fun. What are we getting better at?
Yeah. So last year it was making sure I could be healthy as possible, play as many games as I could. Shout out me, career high in games. Probably could have been a little more, but we lost a couple late.
Shout out, shout out you.
Working on the catch and shoot from the three, especially corners, just because everyone knows that's kind of where you have to be whenever the big dogs have the ball late in the game. And then this year, probably just being able to play off pivots, play a little slower in the paint, maybe try and learn how to draw some more fouls, get some free throws because I shoot those well.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Hey, good luck out there. We'll be excited to watch the growth. We can't wait to chat with you again, hopefully.
Yeah, now it's on tape, so you'll be able to tell me next year if I actually did it or not.
Well, this is how you speak things into existence. You say them publicly so you feel more pressure to get them done. What's that about?
I said now there's accountability for it.
Bingo. Everybody's like, you can't speak things into existence. It's like, agreed, but you can certainly put your ass out there to get roasted. You know what I mean? To get absolutely roasted, which you won't do. You won't do that.
No way.
No, we're much more conservative over here.
Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Chicago Bull Alex Caruso.
Hell yeah.
What a dog, dude.
Classic Texas.
He's good at the basketball.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He said, shout out me, played most games I've ever played. Thank you. Yeah, focused on it. You didn't bring it up. I did it.
He was the absolute dog on defense.
He was the only guy that wasn't up for trade, right? At one point, remember?
Yeah,
it was like Chicago Bulls might trade anybody except for Caruso. It's like, that's hilarious. I wonder if does Caruso know that they're saying that? That's good leverage if you want to do a negotiation, pal.
It was like that with the Lakers, too. When the Lakers were trying to move their entire team around, he was another guy that was like, hey, we're not trading Caruso.
I don't love that LeBron's no longer pissed. He kind of put the post out there and he's moved past it. I'd like pissed off LeBron forever. But right now they're saying Steph's the guy.
Bingo. They get beat game one and Steph has, 35 points and they're saying, well, geez, Steph's better than LeBron. Boom. He's back.
Yep.
I don't love that Zero Dark 23 is not engaged.
Zero Bron 30.
Yeah, well, that's weird.
That was so sweet. That was so cool.
Can you put that tweet back up that he put up there? I try to read it accurately. There's some bars in the middle there I don't fully...
Yeah, I think that was just like poetic Bron in the middle.
Unlike you, little bitch, I'm a grown-ass man. Big shoes to fill, bitch. Grown-ass pants. Probably hustle with your pops, go ask your parents. So parents and pants there supposed to go?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Or is it parents, like legend? What am I rhyming there? Is this A-A... B, or is this A, and then we're going B, and then we're back to C here at the end?
This might be A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Unlike you, little bitch, I'm a grown-ass man. Big shoes to fill, bitch. Grown-ass pants. Probably hustle with your pops. Go ask your pants. It's parent staring at the legs.
Parent, yeah.
That's tough.
There it is.
Unlike you, little bitch, I'm a grown-ass man. Big shoes to fill, bitch. Grown-ass pants. Probably hustle with your pops. Go ask your parents. It's a parent staring at a legend. Who put a few little bitches in their place before. Trying to eat without saying they grace before. All right. So you
should have kept going.
He write this?
If they would have given him more characters, he would have. They shut him down, Elon, because he wouldn't pay for that blue check more.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I think he typed into the AI, like, cool rap.
Hey,
bitch.
I would not blame him at all. That would be a big brain move. He just said LeBron's a genius. You heard him.
Bruce is saying this is Jay-Z.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Oh, shout out Jay-Z.
So he didn't make it. Damn.
Oh, fuck.
Damn.
He said he did, though.
No, he did not.
When did he
He
say
was
that?
actually there. He might have wrote it with him, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Jay-Z doesn't write anything.
Ghostwrite it.
I was actually standing in the back of the studio. I was like, big pants. Oh, I like that.
Hell yeah. He did say yesterday when he woke up, though, Steph's going for 50.
We have some breaking news in the NFL. DeAndre Hopkins will not be traded. He will be staying with the Arizona Cardinals. I see everybody telling me to stay. Who said I wanted to go? Who said I want to leave? Looks like DeAndre Hopkins will be staying in Arizona via his Instagram. Congratulations, D-Hop.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the Arizona Cardinals.
Woo.
That's all time.
Interesting. This is a very fascinating situation
all time.
that we are currently in right now at this exact moment.
Yeah.
Because we have had source
in this particular thing that have said maybe this team, maybe this team. Now, brand new GM Monty and D-Hop sat down, had a conversation, and said, listen, we need you, pal. We're investing in Kyler. We're also investing in this team. We'd be a much better team with you on it. Bygones be bygones. You might have thought you were getting traded. We might have told people you were being traded. You might have wanted to be traded at a point because we said that you were going to be traded. You might have gave facial expressions to a couple different places saying, I'd love to play football for that team. But now we're at a point where you're staying home. He's staying
Guaranteed? Is it guaranteed that he stays home? Like, they could still technically trade him.
Let's listen to the video so we can get full context of the quote. Here's D-Hop live. Sat down, had a conversation, and said, listen, we need... That sounds like me from before.
It does.
Wow. That's what I sound like every day. Thank you all for choosing to listen to this fucking terrible sound that is coming out of my mouth right now. D-Hop, though, had this to say about being back in Arizona. Man, that was riveting.
Oh, man. Said I want to leave.
Then I'm back.
Who said I wanted to go? I never said I wanted to go.
Let's run it back one more time here and see if we can get the sound on this. Here's D-Hop live. Can you put it on this here? Can you put it on this here? Here's D-Hop from the beginning here. Here's D-Hop. Hey, guys, I'm in an airport in front of glass. I wanted to say, who wanted to say me out of here? I'm back in Arizona, baby. Look at this workout band. All right, see me, smell me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what he said. All right,
Okay.
congratulations.
Nice.
So he's back.
Yeah, probably talked to Gannon. Gannon was probably like,
Yep,
D-Hop,
definitely.
shots downfield, big hands.
Yeah, coach, I
That's
never
what it was.
wanted to leave.
And Gannon talked to him, and while Gannon was talking to him, he was like, hey, when I was talking about their shots, I was talking about you. Great to have you back. I know there was a thing, new GM. If we trade you right now, your contract would be off our books completely starting next year. We would be able to rebuild kind of with all contracts from previous regime other than Kyler gone, new ones in. Seems like that would be, but instead we want to explosive shots. And he also said, I'm talking to you. I didn't talk to the media all weekend.
Yeah.
First time in like 15 years.
Yeah.
Head coach of a team just didn't talk to the media. That's because I've been wanting to talk to you all weekend.
That's right.
Josh Weinfuss says, interesting move here by the Cardinals during the draft. Head coach Jonathan Gannon did not speak to the media after any of the 3 days. First time that's happened that I remember in his 12 drafts. That's almost a baker's dozen, Bob. This guy said, why is the coach not talking to anybody? That would be front office decision, not Gannon's. I don't think we should blame him. But he might have been so focused on the picks. What do we expect?
Yeah, he was so dialed in. But yeah, I would imagine it's the owner, the GMs who kind of make that decision. And maybe, I don't know what Gannon, if he wanted to or not, but did the owner and GM speak? I would assume they did.
Oh, I don't know. What if they just all said, fuck you? Like, just like the Giants, how Dayball was like, let me get high real quick. Hits that vape immediately upon drafting somebody. Celebratory, shout out. I don't know if he was maybe eating a pretzel here, too. You know what I mean?
Well, he did the cigar at the combine. I thought he was just doing
is that a
that.
cigar?
No,
I think it's
that's a cigar. It's an unlit cigar he's
Yeah.
chewing on.
Yeah.
I think so, too. A lot of people say he was vaping, though. A lot of people say he was vaping.
Could be a
Where's the-
vape that looks like a cigar.
He ate the vape, though.
Yeah.
You know, just took it in, let it dissipate in his body.
right.
As opposed to out his mouth. Have seen the move before.
Oh, yeah.
People who have had to hit a vape in private public places.
Oh.
Take it, eat it.
Swallow.
Then like a minute later, a little bit comes out the nose or whatever, and then that's about it or whatever. Tone, what are you saying, pal?
I found a video of Monty Austinfort speaking. So he did speak after the draft.
You don't need to talk to Coach. Coach ain't making any decisions.
No.
You want to talk to somebody, you talk to me.
This is my game now.
You've heard him talk. He's a special effects guy.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Lewis in Frankfurt, Indiana on a 5-hour energy phone line. What's going on, pal?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, Pat.
Yeah.
What's up, Lou?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm going to keep it moving. I know you guys just talked about the LeBron a little bit there with Alex Caruso, but my question was, with LeBron and Steph about to match up in a round 2 playoffs here, how big is this for LeBron, and who has more pressure on them to get past this round?
Great question, Lou. AJ, your thoughts?
Beautiful question, Lou. I would assume they both have equal amounts of pressure to try to advance to the next round and continue their legacy.
That can't be real. Okay. Somebody has to have more pressure than the other. AJ, what do you think this is?
I'm probably not the best guy to ask a question like that, too, because I don't really have much of an answer.
You
But,
just-
I'm excited to watch the series.
You just had an AAU tournament. You know basketball.
You saw a guy hit a cane, use a cane to hit another man at a basketball tournament. You are in the trenches of basketball.
Yeah. LeBron has more pressure on him, I think.
Me too.
There you go.
Agreed.
Great answer.
LeBron also, I think, will use all the hype Steph is getting as another chip on his shoulder. Like, what are you talking about? They should be talking about me the whole time, not Steph.
Big games tonight, Sixers, Celtics, Suns, Denver. I will say that Denver team is fun to watch.
Yep.
I have no idea why they're not on TV more. They're not because they don't have any stars, even though Joker's won back-to-back MVPs and they're on the left coast. But that team, fun to watch. Jamal Murray was shooting at a bigger hoop and was talking a lot of shit.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Throughout the entirety of it. Then they go to a break. He comes back, still hot. It is a fun team to watch, and KD's on the other side.
Yeah.
And Devin, that team's going to be all. Basketball's good right now.
Yeah.
That's why the Nuggets haven't really won anything, because when it has gotten to the playoffs, Jamal Murray hasn't been who Jamal Murray was, and he obviously hurt his knee really bad. So now that he's all the way back, that'd be wild if they do it.
Let's go to Jake in Kansas City on the 5 Energy phone line. Jake, what's going on, pal?
Hey, Pat. Hey, boys. How you doing? Keep it moving.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I'm calling about the Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Nice.
And I know you guys just talked about D-Hop and how he's going to stay in Arizona. But after the draft spectacular Thursday, right after it, they talked about, it came out that the head coach or the GM or something said that he's not planning to trade him this week. So he could possibly go still, I think. I don't think he's staying in Arizona. I don't.
What did you possibly hear from maybe the head coach or the GM?
Here, it says it right here on ESPN. Cardinals GM Monty Ossenfort, whatever the fuck his name is,
Nailed it. It's okay.
says he doesn't expect to trade DeAndre Hopkins at any point during this week's draft.
Oh.
So it doesn't say.
Interesting.
Is that quotes from him or is that headline from ESPN?
It says it in the article.
Maybe next week's draft.
That's interesting. Well, I don't know if he said just no when they asked him, do you plan on trading him? And he said no, and they say this week's draft, like they're adding in their...
You plan on trading him during this week's draft.
Yeah,
Cardinals,
that could have happened.
You know what I mean? Likely staying after busy draft night. The Arizona Cardinals made 3 trades Thursday night, says John Weinfuss, of which reshaped the top of the NFL draft, but none of them involved moving star DeAndre Hopkins. Cardinals general manager Monty Ossenfort said after the Cardinals were done with their first round that he doesn't expect to trade Hopkins at any point during this week's draft. I don't foresee that happening, Ossenfort said Thursday night after the Cardinals drafted offensive lineman Paris Johnson at number 6. Saturday, 3rd overall pick. I don't know what is going to happen here in the next couple of days. Right now, I don't foresee that happening. No. Interesting.
And what Bean said, that kind of goes with that. Bean's like, we're focused on the draft. We're not doing that this weekend.
Yeah, 100%. Ossenfort later doubled down on Hopkins. DeAndre is a Cardinal, Ossenfort said, and we're moving forward. Oh.
Technically, he is a Cardinal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything he's saying is true. I mean, everything he's saying is true. He didn't lie. This is just like AJ with Aaron Rodgers news.
That's right.
I don't even know why it's a story because D-Hop never said that he wanted out of there.
Didn't.
That's true.
You're right, body language.
Yeah.
But he was told that they wanted to shop him. Remember?
Yeah.
That's an interesting situation. Kind of told that you're going to get broken up with.
Or did he request?
And then people start asking you, like, hey, would you want to go to this place if you were gone? And he's like, well, I don't know what to do here.
Maybe.
Are you guys moving on? Probably. Okay, sweet. Yes, would love to go to the fucking Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Would love to go to the Kansas City Chiefs if that's what's happening. Now he's saying that was in a different situation. I was being told I wasn't wanted here in Arizona, the place that I truly want to be at. I was being told I was probably getting shopped. So if I'm getting shopped, do I want to go to New England?
Maybe.
You want to go to the Jets?
Which is interesting.
You want to go to the Buffalo Bills? You want to go to Kansas City Chiefs? That's what he did. That's not what we're saying. That's what he did.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Right.
But he was put in that situation to do that because he thought it was a different situation, and the Cardinals want him now.
Yeah, he posted on IG too right after. Was it right after the season? But it was some sort of people kind of saw it as a goodbye Arizona.
Oh yeah, he was in that. He was in the drop top with the.
Oh, that one, yeah, Buffalo Soldier.
Yeah.
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 With Vaughn.
What?
You know, Odell.
What?
Derrick
Odell
Henry?
Raven, no.
Yeah.
What?
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Jake in Colorado on the 500 phone line. What's going on, Jake?
How's it going, boys? Keep it moving.
Hell yeah, Jake. Hell yeah.
So I just had 2 questions for you guys real quick. The Denver Broncos are one of the teams that spent the most money in free agency, bolstering the O-line. Do you think that's going to help Russell Wilson pull his head out of his ass?
Whoa.
And then my second question would be, the Broncos just picked up Jerry Jeudy's 5th-year option today. Jerry Jeudy had over 500 yards in the last 5 games. Do you think Jerry Judy's going to have a breakout season this next season?
Jake, great questions. I think the first question answers all those things. So if they have a good offensive line with Sean Payton's brain, Sean Payton is very creative on the offensive side.
Yep.
I think the reason why he's potentially so creative is because maybe he will dabble every once in a while with something that has been utilized since the beginning of time to kind of transform moods, appetites, feelings, and maybe just life as a whole. There was a video that circulated around the internet this past weekend of Sean Payton in what appears to be a college living room smoking clearly CBD out of a glass pipe.
Milky.
Now, they say it's a water pipe, obviously, in certain different places. The timing on which he pulled the male piece out of it and not pulling it out of there, I think makes us think that he's done it before, but how often? We don't know. Sean Payton is our favorite head coach on earth right now.
Yep.
Sean Payton came on our program, talked about the offensive line to A.Q. Shipley, said, hey, we're going to go ahead and do this. First day of free agency, the tampering period, 3 guys, boom, bang, pow. In the draft, did it. I believe that he believes that if they fix up that, shore that up, that'll be able to allow Russell Wilson to hopefully cook a little bit. Sean Payton's going to have a new offense for Russell Wilson as opposed to Nathaniel Hackett, who we're not going to say anything about because he's now the Jets kind of play caller and everything like that. But the whole thought that if you fix the offensive line, you can fix the offense is a real one. And I think that's Sean Payton's mindset, AJ.
It's absolutely a real one. But I think Sean Payton also knows if I don't fix this offensive line, I have no chance of this team getting much better and having a chance to make a run to the playoffs and all of that. So, yeah, he takes what you need to right off the bat. Like you say, you say all the time, you're an old school guy. You got to build through the trenches, right?
Oh, yeah.
O-line, D-line.
O-line, D-line, me, Sirianni, A.Q. Shipley, anybody that watches football. Like, in the end, when the games matter, your offensive line is going to have to do good.
Yeah.
Your offensive line doesn't do good, you lose. Patrick Mahomes a couple years back, they lose in the Super Bowl. Why? Because he was running for his fucking life. Joe Burrow, they lose in the Super Bowl. Why? Because he was running for his fucking life. The offensive line is truly the most pivotal group of men on a football team, I think personally. But you can't judge if somebody's going to be great. There's so many 6th-rounders, 7th-rounders, undrafted free agents that get slotted in there, and there's just a group that can maybe catch some chemistry, and that's what you're trying to find. I don't know if like 40 times or 10-yard split times or vertical or anything like that can tell you whether or not a group of 5 are going to be able to come together. But I think Sean Payton's willing to roll the dice on a new group of 5 to hopefully give them a shot to maybe win some games. I do like, too, that he seemed to be – if that thing would have stayed lit a little longer and he could have made that thing a little milkier, I think he would have. I think
Who filmed it? They're obviously hiding. Why are they?
Yeah, I don't love that.
Well, the person that's filming him is a piece of shit.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly.
Brad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can tell he's sneaking it. Sean doesn't know he's sitting there up being broadcast.
Yeah, whoever filmed it, we assume white dude.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah, there it is.
Loser.
Yeah, come on.
Bum. This is a bum. But
I mean, this could be from 15 years ago.
Probably was. And that's when Sean Payton was suspended for a year.
Exactly.
That was when Sean Payton was suspended for a
He's
year.
doing a documentary.
Yeah, and he did a documentary.
Is this in that Kevin James doc?
He was a producer, too. He was making shows and movies at this time. He was trying to fit in with the writers. And
The
now
writer's room. This is the writer's room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now this person's trying to make him look bad draft weekend. We don't need that.
Well, this is, too, to Nick's point when he said, like, I want Kevin James to play me in a doc about my life.
I mean, what if Hitch
decision.
came on that TV right afterwarves and he saw Hitch doing his thing? He's like, that's my move.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my move.
Oh,
He does
shit.
that whole thing. This makes me like Sean Payton even more.
I agree.
Even though I assume there's some people that feel the other way.
I was thinking though, if the O-line does get better, Jerry Jeudy could be a high wide receiver 2 in a lot of leagues.
Whoa.
Who are you there?
Yeah, why are you talking like that?
Oh, you're the fantasy guru.
Yeah.
Oh, Fantasy Ton.
Oh, Fantasy Ton. Holy shit.
What?
You remember we had the guy that created fantasy football on the show?
Matthew Berry.
What was his name?
Yeah, Matthew Berry.
Matthew Berry's that Sports Center guy.
Same guy.
That's Matt Berry.
Different guy.
Spelled Barrie. This is Berry.
That's his name. Yeah, I'm talking about the guy who's at NBC now.
Yeah, Matthew Berry. Yep.
Okay, he created fantasy football. This guy. We don't do much fantasy football. Respect that people do it, though. Mad respect that people put that much time and effort into something when they could just do like same game parlays, play your prop bets, things like that, and just kind of pay off. So I have massive respect for the fantasy football people. Never got into it. Matthew Berry comes on. We try to learn about fantasy football. Like, try to become a little bit of fantasy footballers because we're going to have a draft. Every question we asked this guy, Tone Diggs gave the answer before the guy could even answer. And we're like, Tone, we didn't even know.
Holy shit.
If we had the fantasy fucking guy on the program, maybe we'd do a little fantasy. There he is. That guy created fantasy football.
Yeah, Mr. Roto himself.
Nothing on Tone.
He comes on the program. Hey, what do you think about drafting now? Well, actually,
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's a bad
That's not
idea.
true. There was a mistake made that I accidentally whispered one answer to myself.
No, John, you wanted him to know.
10 times.
Matthew Berry, I think you asked actually, who scored the most points ever in a fantasy football season? And Matthew Berry is about to answer, and Tony went, LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah, don't answer, stupid. We know. Anyways, we have a fantasy expert.
Yeah, we do.
Bruce
On
Brown.
the stage.
Bruce Brown.
That's the voice. That's the voice of fantasy tone. That's what he's doing. You're not imitating.
I don't know
somebody
what
else.
I just did, to be honest with you, voice-wise.
But I'm happy we got
I was
into
trying
fantasy.
I was trying to do like a Bill Gamer voice, and it just came out weird.
But now we know Tony has his maybe voice. He has his voice, and that was
And he also has his, remember, Southern, South African, European.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about
He's
that
got
one.
his right-wing lunatic voice.
Which is tough. I mean, there's been a man absent from your life here for a while.
Yeah, which is weird because I thought he would have said something about
That man,
Alex
I
Caruso
never
saying
listened to that
conservative.
man before, but he is talking a lot of sense lately.
Okay.
Tony.
Let's go to the phones.
Tony actually said he watched something this weekend regarding that.
Let's go to Brock in Los Angeles on the 5 Energy phone line. Brock, what's going on, pal?
Talking about the Wall Street Journal?
No.
How we doing?
Keep it moving, Brock, please.
How we doing?
Keep it moving, Brock, please.
I was told the Boston Bruins were the greatest team. So there is that asterisk, but you can't win or even make it to a shootout if you fold in overtime. Gone, man.
There aren't shootouts in playoff overtimes, dipshit.
All right, Brock in LA just dunked on you. Okay, I hung up because I wanted him to take a victory lap.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure he would have said something incredible back to you right there. Although he did not know that rule, fascinating. But if it would have made the double overtime, at least he would have been able to say, "Oh, maybe shootout, you guys would have won." Instead, bro, did you see that, AJ? Did you watch it? It was tough.
I didn't. So I didn't see a lot of the game, but I legit turned it on and was just happened to be watching it when there was like 3 minutes left to go. So 90 seconds left. I see him tie it up, and I see all the just. I see the fan. I felt for the fans. I really did. Like I'm like, this is.
They brought it to all game. Hey, those fans, all game.
They were doing it.
They were like
devastated.
Down 2-0, still in it. You come back.
They were booing their own guys there for a little bit early.
Still in it though. That's still
That's great.
That's still showing.
And that's Hockey Town.
Instead of sitting on their hands, it goes 2-0, 2-2, 3-2. We won this thing. That place is. They're already celebrating in the streets.
Yeah.
We are already on to the next series, and then here we go. Back, holy shit.
I know.
Skittles has tweeted at 10:26 a.m. My weekend wasn't great, but at least I didn't choke away a 3-1 playoff lead. Anyways, taste the rainbow.
The fuck?
Skittles is not planning on selling any more in Boston, and they do not care. Shout out to Skittles taking a swing right now.
Yeah, I was going to say there's one brand not being sold in Boston, but I guess you can say there's two now. Jesus Christ.
All right. And that's the
What's
program.
the other one?
Did you see that Wall Street Journal article there? Did you see that?
Which one?
Yeah.
Which one? I read the Wall Street Journal every day, front to back.
That's what I thought.
We know.
That's what I thought.
No, AJ did see, though. He texted me this weekend, like, dude, this Dark Brandon stuff is so funny. You got to check it out.
This what?
Dark Brandon. you see Joe Biden lean into Dark Brandon this weekend? It was electric.
Okay.
You didn't see it?
No, I did not. Obviously.
Oh, man, it was awesome.
Connor, I do not live in the annals of the internet.
Me?
that you do.
Okay, well.
You and Tone.
I'm just saying.
I try to stay away from that stuff.
It pops up. It was sweet.
Anyways, that Wall Street Journal thing is a little bit alarming.
Yeah.
It's about that island you're going to buy.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot. Well, you're buying it, but I feel like
what
there's
have
a
you been
lot.
to?
You're buying it.
I mean, let me know when they actually like name names.
Well, no, I
not
thought
just like a couple.
I thought
Don't be such a psycho, dude.
Jeez.
Isn't part of the face of Ohio they give you some property right next to Wexy's?
They actually give you a submarine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They give you the key to the caves.
I would take it. Might get claustrophobic, but I like submarines.
What?
Have you ever been in a sub?
Nope.
Okay, so you like the thought of submarines? Is that what it is?
I think they're just. I just think it's cool that we have them. That they're actually a real thing. Whoever engineered the first one and went down in
Germans,
one. That's
World War
that's a ballsy
I,
person.
U-boats. That's what they were called originally.
Yeah.
And then they go on to become submarines.
Watch Greyhound. It's awesome.
One time, dude.
With Tom Hanks, Greyhound. Man?
Yeah.
You know,
He's
really?
the captain now. Yeah.
Your buddy.
We used to have one right down there in the river. You could
did.
go in right by a football stadium.
Science Center, yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Get going.
No big deal.
Still got
It's
it.
going to be a great week. Thanks for the shoes, Mulligetta.
That's awesome.
Bam.
Yeah, need meant to bring in the skateboard tomorrow.
These are the Cactus Jacks. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
You could grind on this rail with Jabba.
Bro, you're damn right I could. Hey, what's up? And I'll do a fucking kickflip.
Boom.
You know what I mean?
That was
Wait till
a
you
good
see me
one.
go. Boom, boom, boom.
Good practice.
That was a fucking Holly with a kickflip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Little pop shove it.
Boom. You know what I mean? And then I'm riding on the back. Whoa.
Yeah, manual.
Whoa. Whoa. And then fucking boom. Right on the front. there.
Nose grind.
Hell yeah, dude. Boom. Pow. Pang.
So good at hauling on that board.
Bro, I'm a Holly champ. Wait till you see what I fucking. What?
See it.
Parkour. Did you see that, dude? Fucking extreme walking.
Can you do it again?
Nah,
Can you do
nah.
it with both feet?
Nah, that thing was gonna.
Yeah,
Careful.
That was a gift from Nick. Shout out to Nick.
Just a stack of money.
Yes.
Nice.
Shout out Nick.
$1 million.
It's nice desk. Don't rob us. Let's get to a break for about 19 hours or so. 20 hours.
Ish.
20 hours, 45 minutes.
Yep.
That ball falling's a big deal.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah.
That one hurt coming out.
It's going to be a
I
great
was going to say, it didn't sound like you
Hurt.
liked
Wait,
it.
your
Oh, you got
Papagias?
fouled.
No, my Papagias is good. I did get fouled. Right here by my tricep.
Yeah.
And one 4-point play.
Definitely got fouled.
Oh my God.
That
This
was
is,
That was it.
dialed right now.
yeah. Guys, kind of a rocket right now. Guys, kind of dialed. I was told, all right, if one of these go in, we'll give 10 merches.
Okay.
Yes.
go.
Okay. Stay ball.
Sit.
The power of Joe. Too much.
Yep.
Bernardo.
Love you, Joe. Miss you, Joe.
Miss you, Joe.
Hell yeah.
Probably still alive.
All right, for 10 merches here, AJ. Out of your pocket.
Yep. With Joe's picture on the
Yeah.
background.
Rest in peace, Joe. We appreciate you, Joe.
Love you, Joe.
Joe.
Hey, Joe said it would. Yeah, he did. Hell yeah. Yeah, he did. Joe said it would, and it did. 10 merches. All you got to do is retweet this tweet, say something nice to somebody, and you could potentially win one of 10 merches from store.patmcafeeshow.com. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to do this for a living. Big shout out to Daniel Jeremiah and Alex Caruso. Got a big show for you tomorrow. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. AJ, we'll see you. Goodbye.
See ya.